again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rensselaer at Houston Fieldhouse for the 4th Annual Autism Awareness Night. Tonight's matchup between Colgate University and your homestanding engineers of Rensselaer. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Colgate. Starting in the goal, number 31, Zach Hamilton. At left defense is number 4, Kevin Law. At right defense, number 11, Jake Kulovich. The starting forwards for Colgate. At left wing, number 15, Darcy Murphy. At center, number 21, Mike Borkowski. And at right wing for Colgate, number 27, Mike Pinowe. The rest of the Colgate Raiders and their head coach, Don Fong. Fans, tonight's RPI starting lineup brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts' new dark roast blend features a bold start, smooth finish, just like your engineers. Leading the engineers on the ice tonight, your junior engineer, please welcome Emma McWayne. Starting in the goal for RPI, a senior from Winnipeg, Manitoba, number 33, Jason Castor. At left defense, a sophomore from Calgary, Alberta, number 13, Jared Wilson. At right defense, a freshman from Sparta, New Jersey, number 4, Tommy Grant. The starting forward line for the Engineers. At left wing, a senior from Messina, New York, number 26, Mark Miller. At center, he's a senior from Banska Bystrica, Slovakia, number 17, Milos Bubela. And at right wing, a junior from Georgetown, Ontario, number 27, Jake Wood. The rest of the Engineers and their head coach, Seth Appert. Assistant coaches are Brian Vines and Nolan Grant. Now, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. Now please welcome Ms. Laura Silverstein, who will sing the national anthem of the United States of America.
Strikes and bright stars. Thanks, Barry. Starting for the Engineers up front, Milos Bubella between Mark Miller and Jake Wood. The first line is Zach Schrader between Drew Melanson and Lou Nanny. Third line is Jimmy DeVito between Jesper Orval and Victor Wilsjegren. Fourth line is Travis Fulton between Kenny Gillespie and Alex Rodriguez. The starting D pair is Jared Wilson and Tommy Grant. The other D pairs are Chris Bradley, the senior captain who scored the game winner last night, and Mike Krapavesis, and lastly Mears Moore and Phil Hamilton. RPI obviously backstopped by Jason Kasdorf, who had the big shutout last night, and I missed it earlier because the anthems were starting, but in goal tonight for Colgate, Zach Hamilton. So Coach Happer talked a little bit about
Charlie Finn,
but we will not see him tonight.
Hamilton makes just his 4th appearance. He's 1-0-0 with a 3.63 goals against and an 8.87 save percentage. Kasdorf on the year making his 15th start. He's 6-5-2, 202 goals against, 9.37 save percentage. We are underway here from the Houston Fieldhouse, and in the maroon and gray and white is Colgate, dumping the puck into the RPI zone. They'll dig for it behind the cage, and it's Milos Bubella, the senior from Bačka Bystrica, Slovakia, shooting all the way down the ice. Winning the race down the ice will be Kevin Law, assistant captain and senior from Canada, Ontario, to earn the icing call. Puck all the way back to the Engineers' end.
Yeah, Perry, like you mentioned, autism awareness night tonight, so it's a pretty quiet building. I think the fans will be a little quieter too. I believe they made an announcement about it earlier.
As the draw comes in the RPI zone, out of the corner, Darcy Murphy looks to cycle here. Here's Borkowski looking for the feed, back to the point. It's Long. Long skates towards the blue line, now flips it near boards. Borkowski works it down low. Wilson roughs his man up. Puck between their legs, and it's finally controlled again by Murphy. Murphy into the circle, broken up there, loose in front, swept behind, and picked up by Milos Bubella. Bubella on the carry as Colgate backs off. He'll move it to center ice, crossing center and dumping in. Engineers get a much-needed change. We're a minute into the first period here. RPI and Colgate. The little bit of surprise that Teo mentioned, Zach Hamilton is in goal from Ottawa, Ontario for Colgate. Not the man who has played in 21 of Colgate's games so far this year. It's Mike Krapavesis out of his own zone, feeding it far side, popped off the skate of Drew Melanson, who jumps up to the top line. He was on the 4th line last night with Riley Bourbonnais out with an injury. He steps into that top line with Nanny and Schrader, which have been playing so well with Riley Bourbonnais. As the puck is dumped in, played around behind the goal by Hunter Racine. It's Nanny trying to clear it out far side, and now picked up by Bradley. Chris Bradley, his first goal of the season, the only goal scored last night for the Engineers in their 1-0 win over Cornell. To the corner to pick it up, Brett Corky, junior from Calgary, Alberta. He'll skate back behind Hamilton and get things started here. He leaves it off there for Tyler Spink. Up the near side wall, Spink will rail it in. No, picked off at the boards by Wilson. He threw it right into the man in front of him. That was Harrison. And now it's going to be Tyson Spink to jump on it. Tyson looking for the wraparound, turning and shooting from a tight angle save made by Kasdorf along the goal line. Not to shoot, a lot to shoot at there. Now there's a giveaway behind the goal. Trying to jump on it was Harrison. The Engineers recover, and it'll be Jimmy DeVito with a nice defensive play to clear the zone. Or does he? Yes, he did. Brought right back in by Satini, and that will, or Sanini rather, and that will draw a whistle.
Yeah, Perry, last night Charlie Finn made 30 saves on 32 shots as Colgate picked up a win against Union over in Schenectady, so I'm sure there's more to the story there.
We will try to figure something out for you on that account, but we are underway here at the Houston Fieldhouse. About 2.5 minutes into the first period. We are scoreless so far. It's shot in by the Raiders around to the corner. Chris Bradley trying to work it up the wall. It's broken up there. He'll try the far side now. Mike Krapavesis, he set up the only goal last night with his 11th assist, which leads the team. Now Colgate back into their own zone. They backtrack. Kulovich trying to clear. It's broken up along the wall. Kicked at by Kenny Gillespie. Travis Fulton trying to dig it out of the corner now. Played behind and swatted towards the near wall. Emilio Audi gave it away. Picked up by Gillespie, top of the near circle. Feeding it down low for Alex Rodriguez. Rodriguez making just his 11th appearance of the year. Has 2 goals and an assist so far. As it's played around to the half wall. Pinching in Krapavesis. He tussles there with Sebastian Weber. Clearing effort, not a good one, but it found its way through. Engineers enter right back into the zone. It's Wood right off the bench. He shoots high over the top as Harrison lets it go. Back out to center, picked up by Milos Bubela. 4 goals and an assist for Bubela. Works it near side for Wood. Shot right on. Rebound kick right back to Harrison. And he needs to cover up as the Engineers were crashing the net. There's a big old pile up in front of the Colgate crease.
Yeah, very intelligent shot by Wood there, just low on the ice towards that far pad, and the rebound gets kicked out by Hamilton. Mark Miller kicked the puck back in, but I don't even think he knew he did it. He just crashed in the net like he does. He usually goes hard with his head down, and he that one caught his skate, and a little bit of a pile up in front there, but everybody seems like.
This is an interesting group, this pairing here, this trio with Miller, Bubela, and Wood, all able to skate pretty well. And it's a defensive zone face-off win. Hunter Racine tried to work it into RPI territory, eventually did, played around behind by Phil Hampton. To the half boards, Bubela spins back towards the far corner of his own zone. Played behind the cage. It's going to be Hampton near side for Miller at center ice. Working in front of his own bench here at the Houston Fieldhouse. He'll shot right back the other way, by Adam Dada. And Dada, who is also from Slovakia, I want to point out, I was told that today, his hometown listed as Kitchener, Ontario, but he was born in Slovakia, so we have a couple Slovakians going at it here this evening. Draw coming here, 16-12 to go in the first period. Face off in the Colgate zone. It'll be Dada up against Jimmy DeVito. Kicked at in the circle. Lills are going to try to help it to the side of the cage. It's picked up by Jesper Orval. He was cooled off last night. He had a pretty solid streak of 5 goals in 5 games for the Engineers. He's pinned up against the back wall by Law. Tries to find the puck near the Zamboni door in the corner. Still, Orval gets tripped up, but does get it as far as DeVito. He'll work it out in the corner far side. DeVito feeding it center blue line. Shot by Grant Cummings. Save made. Wilson the second try. Another save made by Hamilton. Another try by Orval, and it's covered up in the end by Hamilton, who's being tested here early in this first period. We're not 5 minutes in.
Yeah, Perry, big shot from the point by Grant. Hamilton had a good look at it. He kicked out a big rebound. He definitely looks like he hasn't had very much game experience. He took a pretty clear, clean shot from 60 feet away and kicked out a clean rebound to Wilson. But he made the saves.
Face-off win for Colgate once again, as they'll move it to center ice, flipped into the corner. Schrader is going to find a loose puck far side of his own zone. Zach Schrader shooting it near side, trying to jump onto Melanson. He does. Has Nanny going to the net. Melanson down low. Stops there. Swatted away in the end by Citron. And now Melanson again. Gets rubbed off the puck. No, stays on it. Citron hit him. Good play. Strong play by Melanson to maintain possession. Now Praboves is tiptoeing along the blue line, and he just moved it outside the zone. And that'll be an offside call.
Yeah, just a little bit outside the blue. He lost track of it a little as he was trying to walk across the blue line. Good breakout pass from Zach Schrader, skating up the right wing and uses the far wall to make a breakout pass and send the Engineers on an attack.
Face-off coming neutral zone. Back for Bradley, and now Praboves across center. He'll ring it in. Around to the near side corner, tripped up on the play was Bubela. Now shot by Miller from a tight angle. Save was made. May have even come off the back of the net. Now Bubela once more. Behind the cage, he's being roughed up there by Saniti. Good play off the wall, and Spinks have it out to center for Harrison. Harrison looking to dump it in. Tyler Spink to chase after Praboves. He'll feed it down the middle for Bradley. Up ahead for Bubela. Fires it near side off the wall. Trying to turn it right back up ice is Law. And it picked up by Wood in his own zone. Plays it back to Praboves, the sophomore from Toronto. And now Bradley right back to Wood, who crosses the center ice logo near side into Colgate territory. He'll dump it into the corner. Wood there, trying to hand it off for Rodriguez. Rodriguez picks it up far corner. He's dispossessed of the puck. It's kicked and moved on out by the Raiders. Dada flipped up into the RPI bench. It'll be corralled by head coach Seth Everett. He'll find a fan, maybe. Who wants it? Seth will flip it to the crowd. Always a pleaser of the fans here. 14:04 to go in the first period. Teo, no score.
Yeah, Perry, just funny to see the Spinks twin brothers, one of them finding the other on the breakout without even needing to look.
Blind backhand pass from his own zone. Neutralized face-off win for the Raiders. Flipped along the boards and picked up by Hampton, who shoots it right back out to center. Fired back in by Corky. And it'll be Mears Moore to pick it up for the Engineers. Played around for Hampton. Fulton had to get off his stick quickly as he was being pressured. Eventually just scoops it out to center. Corky on it there, ships it off the wall. Fulton has it pop in the air off his stick. Gillespie exerts himself into the play, knocking it free, and now Moore has it. Hampton down the middle for Fulton. Fulton crosses over center into the offensive zone and a little bit slow on the trigger. That'll draw an offside whistle. 13:30 on the clock. Shots are 5-1 RPI in a scoreless game.
Yeah, Perry, just a little lazy from Kenny Gillespie on the near side wall. Travis Fulton pulls up a little bit as he's driving the zone, which is somewhat inadvisable, they would say, in the hockey world, but Gillespie just not quite on his game and steps over.
Draw coming up here, center ice. It'll be DeVito up against Borkowski. DeVito playing in just his 4th game. He had assists in his first 2 as it's shot in by Tommy Grant. Hit behind the goal. Played to the point. Wilson, top of the circle. Shot coming. He scores! Jared Wilson. And it's 1-0 RPI. I think it found its way through cleanly. There was a bit of a screen in front of Harrison. And not hearing that goal horn is a little bit alarming, because you expect it here. You hear it so many times in Houston Fieldhouse, but it's Jared Wilson, who I believe picks up his 4th goal of the year. And it may be reviewed. Possible high stick. Always is a scenario here. Or man in the crease.
Maybe a high stick. I would say man in the crease. There's a lot of traffic in front of Zach Hamilton. He is not the biggest goaltender. He only stands 5'11", which in NCAA Division I hockey is not very big. A lot of bodies in front. One of his own teammates, Mike Panowick, going out on the top of the right face-off circle to block a shot. Jared Wilson takes a wrist shot that just goes over the glove on the far side of Zach Hamilton. So they called it a goal. They're taking a look at it. We're not sure for what. I didn't see anything too suspect, so my personal opinion is that it will stand a goal.
No monitor for us here, so we're dealing with just about what everyone else has to look at, except for I can sneak a peek over at the official review. So can you. 13:20 to go in the first period. Engineers have an apparent first goal. If it is a goal, it'll be Jared Wilson's 4th of the year.
Yeah, Perry, just a man right on top of the crease, right in Hamilton's face. Not sure who it is. Can't catch the number from here, but...
Does it look clean to you?
Well, he was sort of moving across. Yeah, I mean, they were showing slow replays, but...
The new rule that they try to emphasize is that the goalie is only allowed safety, I guess, in his own crease. So if he comes outside the crease with any part of his body, would be a glove or a stick, the players are fair game out there. So that's where the question lies.
Well, I think they're just going to take a look at whether he was standing in the crease. The goalie was in the crease the whole time. I don't think there was any contact, but it looked like the white player, the RPI player, skated through. So I think that's going to be okay.
All right. Teo thinks it's a goal. We still have more going on in the... there's a lot of people in this building that think it's a goal, by the way. But regardless, we are waiting for the official call. The officials tonight, by the way, we didn't get those two earlier. Robert St. Lawrence, Cameron Lynch. The linesmen are Stephen Drain and Jason Shaddy. And like I mentioned earlier, a video was sent out before the season talking about how they're trying to get rid of a lot of the goalie interference calls and be a little bit more strict on what can be taken away as far as goals. They want more goals, and as long as the goaltender is not in the crease and being impeded to make a movement, they want to call things goals. So they're trying to, have more offense, more plays like that.
Yeah, Perry, and especially with the speed of goaltenders these days, a lot of them are very, very big but limber guys. You'll see, like if you paid attention to the game last night or were watching it on TV, Mitch Gillum for Cornell gets way out of his crease when he makes a save.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them do. A lot of the goaltenders like to get really up and out with their heels a foot or two out of the crease, so they can eliminate those calls. But Zach Hamilton pretty far back into his crease.
So here comes the call.
About it.
Wow, they wave it off. Holy cow.
After
Perry is my first podcast of the year, so I guess I'm a little rusty and my officiating knowledge isn't very good either, I guess.
I was looking at the same thing you were looking at.
A lot of officials in the crowd also disagreeing with that call, but the ones that count, I guess.
We'll definitely, there will be an explanation for this. So, all right, good word.
So the word is that it was a crease violation and the player did make contact with Hamilton as he was trying to make a save, so that'll count as in the crease and the faceoff comes outside the Colgate zone.
Drawn up here in the neutral zone, 0-0. As a goal is waved off, would have been Wilson's fourth, but we play on here. Corky up the near side for Citron. It's flipped all the way down by Wilson. This should be icing on RPI, but it's played by Hamilton, so wave off the icing. So maybe a young player's mistake there. The sophomore Hamilton played the puck, would have been icing. Now a giveaway and a shot. It goes wide, right in front of that. Darcy Murphy was handed a gift, and now there's a huge hit in the corner by Wilson. As he decked his man, he shoves him down again, ringing a whistle. As there's some more pushing and shoving, Jimmy DeVito's in there for RPI. Yes, for Orval, not big, but he's not afraid to mix it up. Brett Corky has his hands up high as well for Colgate. So they're going to have to take that shot off the board that the Engineers had. It's 12:44 left in the first, no score after the goal was disallowed.
Yeah, Perry, just so Jared Wilson made a sort of a blind backhand pass with not much on it. The Colgate player intercepted it and shot wide, luckily for Wilson, and then he came into the corner flying with his elbow up, if you ask me, trying to make up for his mistake, make a big hit, get his team energized. The Colgate player took exception to it, and unsurprisingly, Jimmy DeVito was on the scene.
Better not show that
jumped in.
Looks like Wilson may have gotten away with something there.
Yeah,
clean hit. The first one was clean.
He left his feet at the end, but nothing's going to come of it.
Well, could have had a couple of things there, but we will play on it. 5-a-side here. Not quite 8 minutes into the first period. Eventful so far. We've had a goal waved off. Engineers shoot it in. Hamilton will try to clear it out near side. Picked off Melanson. He'll cycle. Schrader knocked off his stick. Controlled there by Harrison. And then shot into RPI territory. First one to it, Chris Bradley. He'll try the near side. Stolen away by Spink and a shot. That one went off the side of the cage. That was Tyler Spink, and the Engineers try to move it out to center. They get it as far as the blue line, where Kulovic knocks it down. Controlled by Bradley. Near side, neutral zone, Melanson. Spins away from the check of Tyler Spink. And now Melanson will play it far side for Prapavesis. Mike Prapavesis will work his way near side, chopped into the zone by Wood, right to Saniti. And he'll play it D to D for Corky. At center, stolen away, Dada. And it, stolen for a second by Miller, but he couldn't control. Bavella controls a loose puck now at center. Moore over to Hampton, up the wall, and it's knocked free. Bouncing puck picked up by Corky in his own zone. He'll find Saniti. Good look-ahead pass for Dada. Dada into RPI territory, ran into 3 Engineers and lost the puck. Phil Hampton has it there for RPI, senior from Oakville, Ontario. 5 points on the year for him. It's shot all the way down and will be icing on RPI. 11:19 on the clock. And a pretty slow-moving first period. You got to take into account the fact there was a pretty lengthy delay on the RPI goal that was disallowed.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 minutes there. Definitely kills the game. It's already quiet in the building, but couple of hits in that last shift after the mix-up in the corner. Jake Kulovic puts a big hit on an RPI player right in front of the Colgate bench. So this game is getting a little charged.
Face-off coming here. Engineers win in their own zone. It's something Jason Kasdorf mentioned, that his teammates did a good job winning defensive draws. They did give up 44 shots, but winning defensive zone face-offs gives your goaltender a little bit of confidence they can cover the puck and not have to worry about shots coming right back at them. Mears Moore in his own zone. He'll play it D to D for Phil Hampton, who shoots it near side for Alex Rodriguez, right across the red line. He'll ring it in. All the way around to the far corner it goes. Wood hops off his skates. He gets taken out, kept near the point by Grant. Fires it down low, all the way behind. Diving effort by Wood. He can't control. Fulton tries to keep it there, skips by him. And the outlet pass moved on out to center by the Raiders. They move it into the zone, far side. Shaw on goal from center ice, easily sticked away by Kasdorf, but the Raiders jump right back on it near side. Thrown back towards the blue line, cannot be controlled by Citron, and the Raiders have it once more. Corky now. Little backhand flip. He gets dumped by Rodriguez, who's not afraid to throw his body around. Here comes Tyler Spink down the middle. Near side shot coming. It was blocked. Skips to the corner. Played there by Harrison. And now Tyson Spink. He gets pushed into the backboards by Wilson, who is really challenging the officials here to make a call. Shot coming. Loose side of the crease. Still loose out there. And it's cleared away on the carry by Gillespie. Shot came from the point. Now we get a whistle here. The net's off. And we'll have a stoppage just about halfway through the first period. We are scoreless.
Yeah, Perry, looks like a Colgate player running over the net there. May have been one of the Spinks as from the replay it looks like maybe it was RPI players. But anyways, the net's off. The face-off is going to come outside. As both of the Spinks are there trying to create chances, just a little shout out to Tyler Spink, who scored a goal last night against Union and picked up his 100th collegiate point.
Those two very dynamic. Tyson already up to 116 points in his career, both from Williamstown, Ontario. Center ice draw. They'll say that the Raiders knocked the net off. Engineers win it back to Prapavesis. Flips it right back to Bradley. He skips over his stick. He'll go back and pick it up near circle of his own zone. Fires it far circle. Indirect pass up the wall. Engineers have it at center. Shot near side. Melanson with speed into the zone. Takes a shot over the top of Harrison, who flung his blocker hand up, but the shot went high. The bound back to the zone comes Borkowski. Pulls it back. Takes a shot right on. Kasdorf makes the save. Net comes off again. We'll see if the whistle came before the net came off. That will determine where the whistle or the faceoff comes. They'll say inside the zone.
Yeah, Kasdorf throws the puck. Just RPI player pushing one of the Darcy Murphy, one of the Raiders, into the net at the end there. Another time, Zach Schrader using that far wall to pick out Melanson through the neutral zone on a breakout. That play is working pretty well, and they're definitely generating some speed through the neutral zone. Just not quite with the shots on goal.
Shot 7-3 RPI. And they win another defensive zone faceoff. That's been a bright spot for the Engineers here so far in this first period. Fed through the legs by DeVito, ahead for Orval. Scoops into the zone for Liljegren. Liljegren trying to drive the net. He'll go behind the cage. Watched there by Kulovic. Back to the point. One-timer Hampton. Save made. It's flipped to the near side half wall. Racine off the boards to center. Controlled again by Prapavesis. Across to Hampton. Liljegren into the zone near side of the cross-ice feed. Liljegren stops at the half wall. Holding still. Liljegren backhand feed far side. Hampton can't control the pass. And it's picked up by Kulovic. Playing to center. Good connection there. Here comes Racine. Potential 2-on-1. Racine fed across. Shot coming. Saved by Kasdorf. Rebound. And it's put wide. What a stop by Kasdorf. He went left to right to deny the 2-on-1 chance as if he scooped high in the air off the scoreboard. And we get a stoppage in play. 8:48 to go in the first period. And Kasdorf has done it again, this time just his fourth save this evening, but he denies the Raiders there.
Yeah, Perry, unbelievable stop from Kasdorf. The Phil Hamilton got stuck down low, and the Raiders took advantage. They identified the odd man rush opportunity, 2-on-1, nice pass.
Hampton.
Sorry, I said Hamilton. Another good look at the save from Kasdorf there on the monitor. Good blocker saves. It reaches off to his right.
Gloved by Grant. In the NHL, that might be the penalty. This might be a penalty here. No, they're just going to draw it up. I think the centerman's not allowed to touch the puck with his glove. I'm not sure about other players.
So in the defensive zone, you can't catch the puck. So that's going to be a hand pass. No, so on a face-off, it would be a penalty.
Right, that's what I was curious about, if it's the centerman.
If the centerman wins the draw with his hand, that is a penalty.
Right, so that was Tommy Grant, so no penalty there. Just a hand pass, the standard variety, and another face-off here. One of those odd plays. There's a offside player. It was Wood who took his man into the offensive zone. Bobella realized that and spun back towards center. Now Bobella carries in. Milos Bobella shot from a tight angle off the side of the cage. Poked at, free to the point. Tommy Grant fakes the shot, plays it up the wall and down low. First one to it. It's going to be Sanini. He'll play it back behind for Law. Law to the far wall. Shot near side for Harrison by Tyson Spink. Harrison, a shot over the top of the cage. We've seen a lot of those. Shots missing high at both ends of the ice. Now Bobella pumped off his stick. Walking right in and put high on the backhand by Spink. It stays on the ice. Picked up near side. Kept in by Citron. Down low. Harrison gets bumped off the puck. Bobella trying to win it back. It's controlled by Tyler Spink. Between the legs of Harrison, poke free, controlled by Wood. Wood off the far wall, skates to center, 3-on-3. The Engineers move to center ice. Wilson, one of the three. He'll just flip it right in wide of goal. Covering out, but both teams are changing. Hamilton didn't realize it. He'll now leave it off the side of the cage. as 9 of the 10 skaters are new. 17:32 to go, first period. Shots are 8-4 Engineers in a scoreless game. Flipped into the offensive zone by Borkowski of Colgate. Behind the goal, Melanson. Far side, Prapavesis up the far wall, came off the skate, kept in over there. On the play by Weberg. Around to the near side half wall. Colgate in possession. Murphy lost it. Schrader skates it out towards center, moves it around Murphy, and now Law trying to play up the boards in the air. Glove down there by Melanson. Engineers are offside just by about 1.5 feet. Melanson would have been in business.
Yeah, Perry, offside or a hand pass, take your pick. A couple of good chances from Colgate there, like you mentioned. RPI missing the net high a couple times. I think Hamilton might have directed one over, but a couple of quality scoring chances really for the Raiders. Just a couple shots flying over the cage.
Center ice draw won by the Raiders. It's carried on by Law. Skips it past Bradley, who tried to knock it out of the air. They tie up in the corner. Bradley played it off Fulton's skate. Now to the point. Kept in there by Colgate. Taking a bump there was Racine, but he kept the play alive in the offensive zone. Worked it down low. Dowda can't control it. Far side one-timer. That hit his skate in front. Hit Dowda, hit his own man on the try by Kulovich. Now far side is going to be Racine keeping it in. Sticked by Kasdorf, but he was outside the crease, just looking to help the puck into the corner. Travis Fulton now, the senior from Oakville, Ontario, on the puck. He gets bumped off it. Centering pass, flip to the point. Shot coming, Kulovich off the crossbar. Karams to the far wall. Kulovich walked right between the circles and hit the upper 90 left side, as now Fulton carries the other way for RPI into the offensive end to the corner. Off to the linesman skate, or referee skate rather. Stop in front, 2 tries in front of the goal. Finally it's covered, and now Gillespie is mixing it up with one of the Raiders. Can't tell who it is. Either way, the puck not in the goal. Hamilton held strong at the edge of the goal mouth.
Yeah, Perry, I think that's Hunter Racine. The two of them are tied up. Racine not best pleased with Kenny Gillespie going after his netminder there. Good chance for the Engineers after the run of play was definitely against them for a few minutes. Colgate with some good team play down in the end, and like you mentioned, Kulovich just ringing one off the bar. So Engineers escape with one there and then go down quickly with a good rush and win an offensive zone draw.
Face-off coming here. Shots are 10-4 right now. Those are updated in favor of RPI. Draw to the right of Zach Hamilton, the sophomore netminder for these Raiders. Sits on the dot. Who wants it? Played behind by Citron. Now Corky down the middle. Tyler Spink over to Tyson. Tyson flips into the zone. Got his stick lifted a bit by Grant. Grant hits him in the back, but they go into it together, so nothing going to come of that. Melanson trying to poke it free. Played back behind the RPI goal to the corner. Race for the puck, Tyson and Grant. Grant wins the battle, the physical battle, although it pops right back to Spink. Tyson Spink trying to toe drag Melanson. That's cut off. Melanson has it in the corner now. Melanson out of the corner. Being hooked a bit, lost his stick. Thought about putting his hand up as the referee, but the Engineers play on. Schrader, a shot right on. Easy glove stop by Hamilton. Kind of a pump fake for one of our referees. That's Michael or Robert St. Lawrence, I beg your pardon, on the to our right.
Yeah, Perry, there was definitely some action there with the stick, but I think Wilson drops it a little too easily for me. So
I agree with the referee not making.
I agree with that call to not call it. That's definitely some players will play those games and drop the stick if they feel the contact, but that was not penalty.
Prapavesis at the point off the offensive zone face-off win. Shot from the point, blocker save. The shot came from Orval from the circle. Now Bradley at the near point just keeps it in, played it behind the goal. Orval nearly picked the pocket of McGuire, but McGuire has it again. Behind the goal for Kulovich. He gets roughed up by Lilligren, puck underneath him. Lilligren trying to find it. Now he's double-teamed. Orval over there as well, as it's Borkowski of Colgate, and finally Kulovich to play up the boards. Good connection to the half wall, and out to center come the Raiders. Into the offensive zone, Panaway. Fed back center blue line, dangerous pass all the way through, picked up by Orval on the other side. He'll take a look and play it off a body, glove down by DeVito, neatly to himself into the zone. Top of the circle, shot deflects wide. Picked up Prapavesis now, who's joined the attack. Down low on the cycle for DeVito. Now Orval out of the corner. Spins back towards the corner as he works it towards the half wall for a second. Now down on the ice. Does a nice job to cycle. Skips by Wood and carried on out. by Panewick, sophomore from Whitby, Ontario. Panewick into the RPI zone, poked loose for a second by Hampton, shot right on the try by Murphy. Kasdorf made the stick save. Played behind the cage, it's Prapavesis. 4:16 to go in the first period, still no score. Puck out to center, played there by Law, he gets hit, and Bobella feeds it on further for Miller. Miller trying to stick handle through a trio of sticks, stays on the puck somehow, finally taken away by Weberg. He gets dumped along the far boards, engineer offside as Miller, no, the arm goes down. Thought he was in on a delayed call, but no, they touched up. Puck behind the Colgate goal now, it's Kevin Law. Gets it back, now feeds it far side. Dada back to Law, and now shot near side behind Weberg, but onto the tape of Racine. Colgate is onside, and the Engineers take over anyway. Bobella at his own blue line. Has a little bit of pressure, feeds it far side for Moore. Moore gets undercut there, and the puck turned over. Citron over to Tyler Spink. Now Law. He gets undercut by Wood. Puck just sits there at the blue line, played into the zone by Moore. Popped in the air over the head of Tyson Spink. And now the Engineers have it in their own end. Phil Hampton, near side circle, takes a look up ice, fed to center for Moore. Here's Moore onto the attack here. Shot was blocked. Second try, Nanny, and then a rebound. Schrader popped over the top. It was a spinning puck and a nice little hand-eye play by Schrader, but he didn't catch it cleanly, and it left the ice.
Yeah, really nice kind of batted out of the air there. Things picking up a little, getting a little violent, I would want to say. Some big hits there. As Mears Moore got totally checked in the legs. It wasn't a leg check, just a very low hip check, and then a low hit by Wood on the Raider there.
Back to action here. Cross ice feed too far for everybody. Colgate trying to break out of their own zone. Chopped at by Corky. And now played near side, a little bit of room to work. It's Panewick. Wrist shot coming. Saved by Kasdorf. Rebound. Moved to the circle. Schrader works it to the far side, but only Murphy waits. Shot from a tight angle off the base of the net. Comes free to the slot. And a penalty coming up on the Engineers as Borkowski was upended in the middle. Engineers going to touch there. We will have our first penalty of the game. It's going to be a hooking call. And I am not sure who. Maybe Nanny, the culprit? No. Schrader.
It's going to be Zach Schrader, Perry. He got caught behind a Colgate player who was in the slot, skating away from the net, but he had possession, and Schrader had his stick around the Raiders' arm, hauled him down a little bit. Right before that, we saw Kasdorf make a save on Panewick, who was skating down the right wing, but Kasdorf kind of spits the rebound out, and that's the first time all day that we've seen him look a little bit uncomfortable in goal.
Draw here, far side of the RPI zone. Raiders win it. Shot coming by Law, skips wide to the corner. Now Kulovich tied up, puck out to center. Good play by Miller. He's part of that three-man penalty kill last night. Did such a great job for RPI. Now it will be Law back to his own zone. Raiders on the power play this season, 24.1%. That's a solid number. Engineers on the kill, very good as well, 85.9. 79 of 92 killed. That 92 is the bigger problem for RPI. Lots of penalties to kill off this year. Minute 23 to go on the Schrader hooking call. 2 minutes left in the first period. We are scoreless, and the Raiders are in no hurry for some reason from behind their own goal. It's Corky. Far side for Spink. That's Tyler Spink into the zone. Tyson trying to track it down along the half boards. He's roughed up by Wilson. Kept in far side point. Corky gives it back over there. It's Tyler Spink. Now Tyson behind the cage. Works it to the near side circle. Back up top for Corky. Corky back to Tyson. Gets it back in the slot for Borkowski. Far side now Murphy. Back to the top of the circle. Backdoor feed broken up. And Wood trying to clear. Couldn't get out of the zone. Skips by Wilson. And now it's 2-on-1 down low. Skips over the stick far side. They were looking for Tyler Spink rather. And now it's a centering pass all the way through to Corky. Near side one-timer, skips just wide, and the slap shot by Tyson Spink, who didn't catch it as cleanly as he wanted to, and he missed the net by about a half a foot. Now Tyson back into the offensive zone, drop past the point. Fans thought they were offside. Borkowski walking in, wrist shot coming, save made. Rebound kicks to the circle. A chance for Wilson to clear, and he'll hammer it all the way down. 17 seconds remain in the power play for Colgate. 55 left in the first period as Corky turns back behind his own goal. More Raiders changing to get that second power play unit out there. Here is Corky down the middle. Flip far side, bouncing puck over the top of the RPI cage, out of the box.
RPI
Straight, the Engineers
returns
kill off
to full
the
strength.
first penalty of this game, but not out of the woods yet. Puck at the side of the cage, swatted away. Pravovec is trying to clear near side, kept in there by Kulovic. Kulovic, blue line, shot coming to the back door, centering pass. Great play by Pravovec. He laid that stick on the ice to deny the centering pass. 24 seconds to go in the first. RPI shoots it all the way down. This will be icing. And we will have a stoppage, 18.6 on the clock in the first.
Yeah, Perry, definitely. They definitely had me on the edge of my chair there for that one. Obviously, like you mentioned, Colgate is a good power play, and they showed why there. They're crafty and patient. RPI with a good penalty kill. They press high. Heavyweight bout between those two. Really fun to watch.
Draw here, near side of the RPI zone. Bradley. He's tied up by Tyson Spink. Play to the near wall. Miller overskated for a second. He'll just fling it out to center with 8. Just trying to relieve the pressure now. Kulovic up ahead. Tyler Spink rather takes a shot, so not really looking to take a knee there. The Raiders are looking to continue to attack. They get a late shot from the blue line. Nothing that'll trouble Kasdorf, as the shots will rest at 12-8 RPI after one period. Just the one power play. We saw just one power play shot registered for the Raiders.
Yeah, Perry, that was it got a little interesting at the end, a little quiet period. Took a little time on the watch, but definitely picked up as it went on. Colgate getting the momentum a little bit at the end. Kasdorf made 8 saves, 4 probably in the last 3 minutes there. So a little busier for him at the end than he was earlier on in the period, but definitely fun, back and forth, a lot of odd man rushes both ways, and both of these teams are enjoying it.
We have a couple interviews coming up in our 2 intermissions. We have Tom Reel from Without a Peer, and a frequent analyst who was actually on solo last night for covering everything from this game against Cornell. I'm sure he enjoyed that. We'll have him on during our first intermission live. Then I have an interview I did with 2015 grad Luke Karate, who's playing for the Adirondack Thunder. Thanks, Tom. Up in the ECHL. He's played in 20 games for them. We'll have an interview, which I have recorded in our second break. So first interview coming up with Tom Reel. Your score once again after 1 is RPI nothing and Colgate nothing. You're listening to RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
the Houstonettes. Thank you, ladies. Now we direct your attention to the west end of the field house and the CFQ money machine and the money grab. Our contestant tonight, Bailey Thibodeau, will have 30 seconds to grab as much cash as possible. And whatever amount Bailey wins, CFQ will match it and donate it to a local charity. Halfway there. Five, 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds, that's it. Let's stop it, see how much Bailey has won. And as we said, CFQ will take that amount and match it and donate it to a local charity. And remember, for all your banking, insurance, and investment needs, visit CFQ, Hoosick Street in Troy, or on campus at the Rensselaer Unit. While you're up and about, visit the Engineers Pro Shop located across from the concession stand behind Section 2. They offer long and short sleeve shirts, fitted hats, pint glasses, game pucks, and more. Stop by, check out all the gear. Ryan's Wake is proud to support RPI Athletics. Head downtown after the game and check out the pub kitchen at Ryan's Wake. I want to thank everyone for attending tonight's game, 4th annual Autism Awareness Night. RPI Men's Hockey would like to thank GE, Moe's, SecQ, CDPHP, The Rock, Boucher and Clark Financial Group, Janny Montgomery Scott, Price Job, Asco Fence, Yankee Trails, Red Front Pizza, Tri-City Reynolds, Dunkin' Donuts, Toyota, Ben & Jerry's, Warren W. Fane, Auto Task, and Tri-City Valley Cast. All proud sponsors of RPI Hockey.
Play down the middle, it's broken up there. Shot deflects to the far side on the try by Citron. Throw up the back of the net, nifty play. Borkowski to get free to the far side. Now to the point. Near side, Corky. Wrist shot coming. That was blocked by the shin pad of Wood. Now a try at the side of the cage. Murphy sent towards the point, but kept in again by the Raiders. Borkowski. He gets run over there by Wood, and Babella carries it back the other way. Stick handling near the skates of Corky. Turn right back around, and it's Murphy heading into RPI territory. Still on his first shift of the second period. Had it stripped away. Krapavessis and Babella stealing it. Krabovessis makes a little move behind his own back with the puck to get free, then tries to avoid Tyler Spink. Played it behind the cage from Melanson and now up the wall for Wood. Wood gives it away. Backhand pass for Tyson Spink. Maybe a little bit too tricky. Had some room to skate in the middle of the ice with it, but played it off to his brother. Played back to the far point. Raiders still in the attack here early on. Some pressure from the Raiders. It's played up the wall by Bradley. Help to center for Wood. Jake Wood on the carry. He's nearing the end of his shift. He'll just chip it in and go off. Taken behind the goal by Law. Pressure comes from Schrader. Runs right into him. Gives it away. Melanson fed to the slot. Nanny. Far side into the skates of Moore. Does a nice job to just corral it and play it down low for Schrader. Help to the near side for Melanson. Melanson spins around in the corner. Now Melanson again. To the point for Hampton. Far point Moore. Wrist shot coming. Didn't see it. Hamilton got a pad on it, but is kept in by Moore. Shot coming. That caroms to the near side boards and glass. And it's now Spink on the way out to center. Tyson Spink on the move. Backhands it into RPI territory. He'll get a change. Engineers pick it up behind their own goal. Skated out by Phil Hampton. The aeronautical engineering major flips it to the RPI line where Orval chips it in. Kulovich takes a hit there, but gets the pass off. Schrader got him. Puck out to center. Orval controls. Played it back to the defense for Wilson. Near side Grant. Tap pass off the wall to Vito. Finding Orval. Orval through his own legs to the net, and he lost the puck on his way in. Stolen away there by McGuire. RPI trying to take it right back. Liljegren, and he can't control it. Rolling down the ice. Will be icing if the Engineers win the race, and they do. We'll have a stoppage. 2:35 into the second period. We are still scoreless.
Yeah, Perry, Engineers with a couple decent rushes there. Just I saw it twice in that last run of play. First, Melanson was sort of in the corner. He made some moves and almost got it out to the net front, but he's really by himself with almost no support. And then Orval rushing the puck up with nobody really making themselves an option. So the Engineers need to support each other.
Face-off offensive zone. Engineers or Raiders win it in their own end. Played around to the half wall. Racine tied up to the point, out to center. Wilson and Grant had to backtrack a bit, vacated their point spots, and that allowed the puck to move out to center ice. Engineers dump it right back in, however. Skip to the far side point. Wilson keeps it in with a skate, now a stick. Nice play off the wall by Liljegren. DeVito a shot. That one's blocked. Second try saved by Hamilton, and that one's covered. His first shot hit the skate of McGuire. It popped right back to him, and DeVito had his second try stopped by the goaltender.
Yeah, Hamilton just fortunate to come up with that one, Perry. DeVito, like you said, the first shot got kicked right back at him, and he released the second one quickly right on the ice. Hamilton gets the paddle down and covers up.
Face-off coming here in the Colgate zone. 16:57 on the clock. Shots are now 14-8 RPI. To the point for Bradley. He'll skate in with it a bit. Takes a shot and a glove save. Shot came from the hash marks. Not a great angle for Bradley, but if Hamilton doesn't see it real cleanly, he could be in trouble there. But that time he just gloves it.
Yeah, low angle shot from Bradley. It's not a bad place to shoot from. There is a body or two in front, but he's got to keep it lower than that, away from the glove.
Face-off win again for the Engineers. Near point, Krabovessis trying to spin away from the pressure of Murphy. Krabovessis actually gets dumped, but he gets the puck deep. Puck played to center. Bradley has it there for RPI. Spins around far side of his own zone. Outlet pass hits a stick of the Raiders. The Engineers dump it in from center. That was Wood who did the job. Picked up behind the goal by Corky. Trying to skate away from the pressure of Miller. Corky up the boards. On further for Borkowski. Can't control the pass. Wood back to his own zone. Finds Mears Moore. Moore, the freshman from Duluth, Minnesota. Far side for Bradley. Gets it back there. Moore carries to center. Far side neutral zone. Crossing the red line. He'll shoot it in. Comes down to the near side corner. Murphy lets it run. Played it back, in fact, to Corky, who then takes a hit. But he finds his man far side. Tipped into the RPI zone. Picked up by Hampton, who went across the ice to control. Now he has it center of his own zone, trying to play it down the middle to Rodriguez. Rodriguez had it for a second, but he was facing the wrong way. Now played the other direction. Here comes the Spinks. It's actually Harrison and Spink. Harrison walks right in, and he missed the net. He was pressured there by Hampton. And it was Harrison, not the other Spink brother, on the attack there. Those 2-on-1s can be dangerous with those two, but that time Harrison missed the cage.
Yeah, Harrison, just the pass was a little bit out in front of him. He reached and caught it and made the shot, but Kasdorf had it covered. I think he's got a long reach with that left leg and had the pad over it.
Face off here in the RPI zone. Gillespie and Tyler Spink kept in near point by the Raiders. Sanini now chipped to center. Gillespie has a step on his man. Gillespie trying to track down a puck. Law came across nicely to slow him up. As Gillespie looks to cycle here. Rodriguez, centering pass, play at the side of the net, and it was Fulton who put it wide. Now Fulton in the corner, behind for Gillespie, turning and twisting, trying to get away from Law. He'll cycle for Fulton. He's watched there by Sanini. Back to Rodriguez now in the near corner. Played behind for Gillespie. Good cycle play by these Engineers, although they cough it up in the slot. And it's moved out to center by Colgate. Puck spinning at the red line, played in deep by Rodriguez. He'll try and track it down. Rodriguez with two Raiders going to the corner. Rodriguez hits Law, and now Sanini duels with him. Schrader, nice feed to the point for Grant. Wrist shot through traffic, he scores! Tommy Grant, and it's 1-0 RPI. I don't think they'll need to review this one.
Definitely not, Perry. Just a seeing eye wrist shot from the point by Grant there. He catches it on the left point from Hamilton's point of view and lets a wrist shot go. Tyson Spink was out there, didn't make the block, set the screen pretty well. A couple of bodies crossing in front of the net. All Colgate Raiders, really. No Engineers really in the way of it, but finds the back of the net easily. Hamilton didn't even see it.
Second goal of the season for Tommy Grant, who also scored his other goal here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Played back to the point again. A replay maybe. Grant, a shot, he missed it high. There's that rising shot from between the circles. Just missed the cage. Now Nanny looks to cycle. 1-0 RPI here on Autism Awareness Night as the puck comes free to Grant again. Fans want him to tee it up. He feeds it across for more. Shot saved. Rebound loose. It's in. No! They're waving it off right away. It may have been kicked by Schrader. And I believe that's going to be the call that the official is going to make here as he heads right to the scorer's table. Or excuse me, the replay booth. He may look at it, but he waved it off initially. And maybe a kicking motion from Schrader. That's my initial thought, Teo.
Yeah, Perry, I don't know. His stick was close. There were definitely some bodies flying across the crease, so we'll see if we can get a look here at the replay on the monitor as I peer over. But I didn't think it was a kick. Of course, we're probably 200 feet away from up here in the press box, and of course Schrader's body was right in between us and that play.
Was scored.
Yeah, so Schrader's stick, it was lined up with the puck, but it was really way behind the net, so no way he stick that in. Definitely hit his foot, so then the officials will have to look and see if it was a kicking motion or just a redirect.
Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 59 seconds.
The call on the ice is no goal. As you are listening to RPI Hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. The call on the ice was no goal. They're discussing the previous goal, the goal that was scored. So they announced the goal that happened, beg your pardon, which does count. Tommy Grant from Zach Schrader. The one being reviewed now was called no goal on the ice, but they'll look at it anyway. And from what we could tell, my initial reaction was kick puck, but we'll decide. And no, they say no goal still, which is what we expected there. Didn't expect it in the first period when we thought the Engineers had scored. That turns out to have been a crease violation, goal interference that denied the Engineers' potential first goal. Now they have one, if that's not confusing enough for you.
Yeah, definitely that one was not a goal. Pretty good view from right above the net cam of the kicking motion for Schrader there.
So we're back to action here. Puck dumped into the RPI zone. It is 1-0 and Tommy Grant's second of the year. As chipped out to center by Wood. First one to it is Brett Corky. Behind the cage, Corky waits. Babella does not want to chase it behind the cage, so he won't. Gorkowski now, near side of his own zone, drops it back for Corky. Citron gives it away. Now a chance to break in. Wood on the breakaway. What a shot! Denied there by Harrison. He went to his backhand, and I believe Harrison got just a piece of it with the glove to keep it out of the net. Raiders back the other way. Darcy Murphy connects to center. Into the zone, drop pass, Panowick. Shot comes, never got to Kasdorf. Loose in the slot. Engineers played ahead. Krapovets is 2-on-2 to center with Orval. Krapovets into the zone. Fed far side. Shot by Waldron way high. Kept in near point by DeVito. He'll keep his stick along the ice and carry it in. Hands it off for Lildgren in the corner on the cycle. Still Liljegren, back to the point. Last room for Bradley. Shot, looking for the deflection from the Vito, didn't get it. To the corner it goes. Picked up there by Prapavesis. He'll leave it there. Far corner for Orval. 13-18 to go in the second period. There's a player without his stick, and it's the defenseman Law, but he got one from Murphy. Centering pass to the slot, a shot right on. Liljegren was denied there, although it looked like Hamilton saw that pretty cleanly.
Yeah, Hamilton sees it the whole way. Law gets down on a knee, so Hamilton can see over him there. On the first RPI goal, the Colgate player who was Spink heading out to the point with both of his feet together, standing up. So that means his body sets the screen sort of for Hamilton. So that time Law gets down on a knee, Hamilton's able to see the shot all the way from Liljegren and makes the save.
Face-off coming here far side of the Colgate zone. Shots in the game 17 to 8, 5-0 here in the second period in favor of RPI in the shots department. Behind the cage now, Nanny spins away from some pressure, plays it down low from Melanson, skip through his skates, loose puck in the circle, no one can find it. Nanny trying to get a shot away, pushed just wide by Schrader. Behind the cage now, the Raiders have it. Looking to work it near side, it's Tyson Spink. Back behind the goal. Back to the near half boards for Tyson Spink. Back behind the goal once more for Kulovic. Kulovic down the middle. Tyler Spink will turn back to his own zone with it. He's being hounded there by Schrader. Plays it near side for Tyson. Tyson Spink now, near side of his own zone. Hands it off for Corky. And now Corky comes unabated to center. Far side feed, offside was Spink, and now he gets a fist up high. Actually, that was Harrison who got his glove up in the mask of Wilson, who now wants a piece of him. But they will be separated here. We'll see if anything comes of this. I'm not sure anything will. 12:25 to go in the second, 1-0 RPI.
Referees pointing to the penalty boxes. One door opens. See if the other one opens. I thought the referee pointed for both. Yeah, they're both going to go. So we took Wilson too. The big shot to the head from Harrison was clear from up here, but I don't know if we missed something there. Wilson hitting him.
I'm not sure if Wilson deserves to go here, but I didn't see a play. Like, you're right, we only saw the one piece of it.
And of course we can't hear anything they're saying, which can definitely earn you a penalty. Referee standing right there, so we'll see what the call is. I'm sure they'll just both get a roughing and leave it at that, and we'll go 4-on-4 here for 2 minutes.
Power play, or excuse me, no power play. We're playing 4-on-4. As Taylor mentioned.
At 7:35 of the second period.
So a little bit of open ice to work with. Engineers have a 1-0 lead. Now we have an offside whistle on RPI just a couple seconds into the 4-on-4 play.
2 minutes for slashing.
Brought up here just outside the Colgate zone.
35 seconds. 19 Harrison of Colgate.
Raiders still looking for their first shot in the period. Prapavesis has it for RPI at center. Carrying it near side, stops at the point. Feeds it off the wall for Bubella. Bubella stops there. Just inside the zone, he'll carry it to the hash marks. And now spin back towards the near point. Still Bubella being watched there. Puck out to center is knocked off his stick by Corky. And now Bradley has it back to his own zone. Shot near side off a stick. That'll allow the Raiders to take over in their own end. Brett Corky. 3 goals, 5 assists on the season in 22 games for the junior defenseman. Fires it in from center ice. Blocker stopped by Kasdorf. That might get the Raiders on the board in the shots department here in the second, although not much to it.
Yeah, I think it will parry their first of the period. Not too impressive from 70 feet away. So as they announced it on the PA quietly on Autism Awareness Day, Jared Wilson did pick up a slashing penalty. So there's something we didn't see there, a little stick work, and then the rough.
Possibly.
For Hamilton.
Kulovic shot from the point by Law, and his pad save was made by Kasdorf. Puck moved out to center. Law has it there. Cross ice feed. Murphy into the zone. Stops far side circle. He's left there. Now Prapavesis comes to meet him. Murphy works it near side. Now back to center blue line. Nearly lost it. Law lost an edge, but did enough on the puck to just keep it in the zone for a second, or else Melanson would have been off to the races. Good poke check by Brown. Did knock it free. Prapavesis has it far side of his own zone. Stick handles away from Borkowski. Now flip far side on the backhand. Into the zone Melanson. Stops and he loses a tire there. And it's back the other way for Colgate. Murphy has it poked away. Now Borkowski along the far wall. 30 seconds left of 4-on-4 action. The Engineers take it away. Mears Moore down the middle of his own zone. To center, drops it off for Hampton. Hampton stick handles through center around 2 Raiders. Here comes Hampton. Drop pass for Moore. Shot from the point. Stick save made. Played to the far side corner. Orval fed to the middle of the ice all the way through for Hampton. That pass had eyes. Hampton's shot from the near point is easily sticked away by the goaltender Hamilton. Kept in far point by the Engineers. Nanny gets bumped from behind, stays on the puck for a second. Now it's cleared out to center by Citron. Working back to win it was Nanny. He got hit again. And the puck is stolen away by Tyler Spink. Both teams back to even strength. 5-on-5 hockey. Here is Harrison into the RPI zone. Tim Harrison looks to cycle. Tyson Spinker gets bumped off the puck, kept in near side. Kulovich shot coming. Blocker stopped by Kaslar. Puck pops high in the air to the far corner. DeVito trying to work it up the wall. Comes off the boards and finds Nanny, who's at the end of a shift. He'll just move to center, crosses center, and dumps it in before going off on a change. Played around to the far side corner. DeVito tied up there with his man. That's Harrison. Puck bouncing out to center ice, controlled by Wilson. Near side for the goal scorer, Tommy Grant. He fires it in. Wraps around to the far corner. First one to it going to be Victor Liljegren, the sophomore from Stockholm, Sweden. He's pinned against the far boards by McGuire. In the corner, Orval comes to help him out. 9.5 to go in the second. 1-0 Engineers leading the Colgate Raiders. RPI looking for a pair of wins here on this ECAC hockey weekend. They beat Cornell yesterday, 1-0. Centering pass, Miller all the way through to the point. Wilson holds it there. Shot goes wide. Played on the near side wall, pinching in Grant. And now Orval. Over to Grant, just keeps it in, played to the slot. Miller, a shot from there. He didn't have a lot on it, kind of just twisted the wrist there. Puck bounces towards the circle. Rodriguez just off the bench, keeps it in. Rodriguez looking to stick handle free, played towards the point, swatted out to center, and all the way down the ice. Will it be icing is the question. Wilson wins the race, and it will be. 8:48 on the clock. Shots are 20-9. Engineers, they lead 1-0.
Yeah, good spell for the Engineers, and Tyler Spink stuck on the ice there after a long shift, so he'll stay out with a couple of third liners in Racine and Peterson, and the Raiders will call timeout with 8:48 here left in the second period after a long shift. Obviously you can't change on an icing, so Colgate takes the timeout. They will take the opportunity to get fresh legs and take a blow for 60 seconds before there's a face-off back in their defensive zone.
Engineers are back in action on Thursday. They take on current number 2 Quinnipiac down in Hampton, Connecticut. So that's a big game on the horizon. And then, of course, the 4th Mayor's Cup is coming up a week from tonight at the Times Union Center, 7:30. Puck drop there for RPI and crosstown rival Union. That game last year drew 8,700 fans to the Times Union Center. A big-time crowd. And, of course, the lore of the many brawls that have happened between the two schools probably played a part in that.
Yeah, Perry, definitely probably more than the standard Albany Devils turnout, I'd say. But, yeah, always a good game, always exciting. A lot of energy in the building. Two teams that do not care for each other very much. It's putting it mildly. So it's always interesting. So RPI will play their second, I think their second in 2 weeks, league game on a Thursday.
Yep, they played Princeton last Thursday.
That's right. Princeton and Quinnipiac being ECAC traveling partners.
8:48 on the clock, ready to draw up after the timeout. Seemed like a longer timeout than normal, but what do I know? Engineers work the puck in deep. Miller harassed, and he worked it behind the goal. Taken away now by Sanini. Connecting through center, through Borkowski, and all the way down the ice. Prapovets is going to track it down near side corner, away from Murphy. Played it far side where it's picked off by Panowick. Panowick looking to cycle. Babella near side for Prapovets, up the near wall for Wood. Touch pass off the boards for Milos Babella. Babella stick handling to center. He'll move into the offensive zone, drops it off top of the near circle for Wood. Thrown towards the goal, looking for the deflection from Babella. Didn't get it. The save was made by Hamilton. Fed to the far side circle. Bradley trying to work it in front. That's broken up. And it's cleared out to center where the Engineers regather. Milos Babella on the puck here. 3 shorthanded goals on the season for him of his 4. He'll work it in far side. This is an even strength situation. Leaning on the defender. Backhand shot saved. Rebound pushed behind the cage. Looking to center Miller. Now Prapovets pulls it back. Works it to the far point for Wilson. He'll play it indirect off the backboard. Behind the cage. Centering pass on a blind backhand by Wood. Comes all the way through. Now Prapovets tied up with Murphy. We're going to get a whistle here. And they might get Prapovets for holding as he and Murphy were kind of tangled up there. We get a whistle. Nonetheless, we'll shake it out in a second. 7:41 to go in the second. 1-0 RPI leads.
No penalty there, Perry. Just the net gets kicked off by the Colgate Raiders, so they'll set the net back up. No change for the maroon and white players. And RPI will get fresh legs.
Murphy and Prapavessis are tangled up there. That's why I thought I might have seen something, but it goes uncalled here. We play on 5-on-5. 7:39 to go in the second. Worked up the boards, out to center by the Raiders from the defensive zone. Kenny Gillespie works it quickly near side. Rodriguez into the zone off the feed from Grant. Came off his stick, and the Raiders take over. Out to center comes Dauda. Flipped back in the air by Wilson, trying to track it down. Rodriguez steals it away, has a man in the middle, it's Gillespie. Rodriguez, drop pass, one-timer save, rebound swept away. Law got that one out of danger. A good setup by Rodriguez. Good patience to find Fulton, and Fulton was denied. Now Grant in the offensive zone, near corner. Behind the goal for Rodriguez. Over to Gillespie in the corner. Still Gillespie. Working on his man, he leans on, turns and fires it through the crease, and escape. And it's played to the far side corner for Fulton. Fulton hands it off there, down low, pass all the way through everybody, and back out to center Wilson. I'm not sure who he was looking for there, but they weren't where he thought they were. Back to RPI territory. It's going to be Mears Moore. Outlet pass to the Colgate blue line where Nanny has it knocked off his stick. Back come the Spinks. It's Tyler into the zone. Drop pass for Tyson. That shot hit a skate. Caroms to the far side from Melanson, who chips it out to center. Controlled there by Citron. Citron back over to Corky in his own zone. Now Citron again. 6:20 to go in the second. 1-0 is the RPI lead. Puck mishandled at center, controlled by the Engineers. Chipped out by Hampton, and now turned right back around by the Raiders. Here's Tyson speaking in the zone. Pulls it back, takes a shot. It was blocked by Moore. Puck to the near side corner. Schrader trying to jump on it there. Pops off the wall. Tyler Spink trying to carry it out of there. Flip to the far side of the RPI zone. First one to it will be Tyler Spink. Down low for Tyson. Trying to spin away from Schrader. Has him wrapped up as Hampton comes to help out. Somehow Tyson gets free. Takes a shot. Save Kasdorf. Rebound pounced on by the senior netminder from Winnipeg. And he will cover.
Yeah, Perry, Colgate just collecting their second shot this period, which is pretty slow. RPI has picked up 11, I think. So definitely the run of play has gone for the Engineers this period, but only one goal to show for it. You know, it only gets you so much to dominate a game in shots, as Cornell proved to us last night. So Engineers pressing hard, getting some shots. They need to score some more goals, though. Keep putting the puck in the net.
Defensive zone face-off win for RPI. Prapavessis is knocked down. Played around to the far wall, and now the Engineers moving out to center. Liljegren tried to go back to the far side, but it was broken up. Shot in by Kulovich, picked up by Bradley behind the RPI goal. Prapavessis, that's stolen away. Shot coming, rebound, it's in the net! Oh boy, a breakdown for RPI, and the Raiders finally score. Hunter Racine will tap it in from a short range, and it's a 1-1 game.
Yeah, Perry, Jason Kasdorf goes for a skate to the corner. I'm sure he's not pleased with himself. Only the third and fourth shots of the period, and two of those four, obviously one of them went in, but on both of the last two that he saw, he kicked out some pretty unfortunate rebounds. I mentioned it earlier in the first period, he looked a little uncomfortable. It can happen when a goalie's not seeing much. He gets cold, not quite ready for it, but really kicking out the rebounds instead of absorbing the puck like he should be.
Well, that one, I don't know if it was even, he saw where it came from. I think it was just a giveaway there. Anyway, it's 1-1. And the Raiders have it in their own zone. Here is Darcy Murphy to center off the skate of Miller. Pop right back out to neutral ice. Fed far side. Turning with it is Panowick. Panowick off the wall. Grant plays it up the boards. Wood to center through everybody. Miller's way offside. Wilson, not sure if he saw him or not, but he carried into the zone. That'll draw a whistle. 4:52 left in the second. It's a 1-1 game.
So Racine will pick up the goal from Peterson and Dauda. As you mentioned, Perry, Kasdorf didn't really see the first shot, kicked out the rebound. Racine came in and flipped the puck into the net just about as fast as a men's league volleyball serve, I would say. But it finds the back of the cage anyways.
5 left in the second. Yeah, it's a tough play for Kasdorf. He's been playing so well. Kind of got blindsided on that one. Melanson at center trying to steal the puck away. See how the Engineers respond here. They've done a good job throughout this season in responding in adverse situations. Go back to last Thursday at Princeton. They're down a couple times in the third period. This is just the second, mind you. 4.5 left in it. But we're just in a 1-1 game. Certainly not where they were on that occasion. Here's Melanson. Up top for Wilson. A shot right on. Rebound. Where's the puck? It's behind the goaltender. The net came off. Schrader was trying to find it, but I think Hamilton found it just in time.
Yeah, Hamilton just falls back on the puck. Schrader's swarming. He's been all around the net today. I think it was Manny in front with the deflection. Maybe in the high slot area, he deflected the shot. It came from the point, so Hamilton didn't quite have a beat on it, but his teammates are there. Schrader's there, sniffing around, couldn't find it. Hamilton falls back on it. Offensive zone face-off for the Engineers.
Shots are 24-12 RPI. With the draw coming in the Colgate end. Gillespie in there to take it. The face-off, that is. Still working on the net. That should be sitting behind Zach Hamilton. I want to remind you, Hamilton's making just his 4th appearance of the year, just his 9th of his career, the sophomore from Ottawa. Played admirably. It's a shot from the near side circle by Rodriguez. Hit a body. Caroms all the way to the far side. Corky jumps on it. And now fed through center. Into the offensive zone come the Raiders. Drop pass. Dada shot. Deflects wide. He'll pick it up again on the other side of the net. Dada back to the point. Corky lines up a slapper. That one's blocked by Gillespie. To the side of the cage. Played behind the net. Around to the far side. That's Evan Peterson. Haven't seen a lot of him in this game, but he lost the puck. Chipped out to center by Rodriguez. Race for the puck. Gillespie trying to jump on it. He's trying to get through 2 Raiders. It caroms off the back of the cage, controlled by RPI. Prapavessis, make it Fulton rather. Fed far side through the stick of Gillespie, but Rodriguez has it now in the far corner. Alex Rodriguez, the freshman from Miami, Florida, plays it back and gets it back from the point from Bradley. Played near side, fanning on the shot there was Liljegren, but a nice play to keep it in by Rodriguez. Now Fulton trying to feed it across the crease, but it was broken up. Good defensive play that time by Dada. As we come up on 3:15 left in the second. 1-1 game, RPI and Colgate. Fulton had the puck leave the zone off a skate. Engineers trying to find it and do. There are 3 defensemen out there for RPI right now, oddly. Or excuse me, that's just 2. Liljegren with Bradley and Prapavessis. I thought that was Wilson for a second. Played at the far boards by Padowick. And we get a whistle here and a hand pass called. 2:53 on the clock, second period. And a bit of a stalemate here. The score suggests that as well. Shots don't say that, but kind of muddle up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, play did get caught up a little bit there. Not little run of play in the Colgate end for the Engineers, but then a hand pass. A couple of referees skating around, signaling either hand pass or they're going to go bowling after the game. I'm not sure. Face off in the Engineer zone.
We'll assume it's the previous, so the prior. As DeVito's in to take a face-off with Borkowski, the Colgate captain, or one of the captains, comes free to Prapavessis. And the Engineers move it to center. Here's Liljegren, gaining speed. He tries to drive the net. Puck goes behind the cage. Liljegren goes down, has it pinned against the back wall. Liljegren gets back up. He still has it between his skates, kicks it to the far side, and that's where Kulovic takes over. Up the far boards, lying down to keep it alive is Orval. Could have been a hand pass potentially there, but they say no, it came off his stick. Taken over by the Raiders. That one comes off the scoreboard. That's 2 scoreboard hits in one night. I believe those are the second and third of the year, at least for what I've seen. And so that oddity rears its head here. Face-off coming in the Colgate zone.
Yeah, Perry, a few rink staff cringing, I'm sure, for the second time today. They are very protective of that thing. And first it was Phil Hampton for the Engineers, and now a Colgate Raider hits it. So
even.
So it's 1-1.
1-1
in that aspect.
All over the place. It's 1-1. Face-off coming here. Bobella to take the draw against Tyler Spink. But there's some discussion going on as to the men along the wall and their encroachment on the face-off circle.
Fans getting a little rowdy, not exactly in the spirit of Autism Awareness Day, if you ask me, but we go on.
We play on. Bobella in the near corner. Plays it behind the goal to the far side. Jake Wood takes a look around before he gets roughed up by Corky. Comes off the boards for Tyler Spink. Shot near side. Tyson has it swept away from him by Grant and takes one up high from Grant. Engineers move into the offensive zone. They're offside, and that's probably for the better. If the Raiders were able to pick that puck up, they might have had an odd man rush the other way. As it stands, face-off coming outside the Colgate zone.
Yeah, Perry, just still a little slow play here. It's taken a while to grind through the last minute and a half or so of play. Both teams will change. 2 minutes left. I think RPI is going to continue to try and press, and Colgate will be pleased just to get back to the locker room with the game still tied.
Draw coming here. And maybe it's coming.
Yeah, Gillespie and Peterson on the near side wall here. They're still going at it, which is, you got to think they want the game to continue on just as much as anybody else, but can't give any ground up, I suppose.
Face-off win for the Raiders back to their own end. Law, far side flip, skips through everybody, picked up by Moore. He'll flip it off the near boards. Fulton fanned on the dump-in try, comes right back to Hampton of RPI, plays it up the boards right in front of the bench. Gillespie takes a hit, literally tumbles into the RPI bench area, but the Raiders shoot it in. Kasdorf behind his cage, plays it far side for Rodriguez. He takes a bump, but moves it out to center for Fulton. Fulton dodges a hit, moves into the offensive zone. Fulton, near side, Hampton. Hampton, cross-ice feed, broken up. Maybe one too many passes there for RPI as the Raiders had that one red. And now back to center comes Colgate. That one skips through everybody. They say deflection, no icing. Red fans don't think Hunter Racine touched it. Racine picked up his 3rd goal of the year earlier on in this period to make it 1-1 after Tommy Grant gave the Engineers a 1-0 lead. Shot in from center, hits a body. That'll allow the Raiders to turn it around quickly. Good read by Schrader. He lost it at center. Borkowski picks it up. Played far side for Panawick, who just dumps it into the RPI zone far side. Under a minute to go in the second period. Bradley loses one man on the stick handle. Played to center for Schrader. Bouncing puck through center ice. Intercepted there by Citron. And now a huge hit along the wall. I'm not sure who was hitting who there. Schrader and Citron. Puck out to center. And all the way into Colgate territory where Corky has it. Corky behind his own goal, trying to get away from Nanny. Spins around far side. Nanny still chasing. And now Corky in the far corner. 30 seconds to go in the period. Murphy near side of his own end. Looking up ice, Citron. Long outlet all the way down. Did he touch it? No. That would be Panawick, who couldn't get a stick on it. Now we have a precarious situation for Colgate. Tired legs and 20 seconds on the clock in the period, and a face-off coming in their own zone.
Yeah, Perry, they've already used their timeout. Zach Hamilton not going to try anything back there to waste some more time, as the captain, Mike Borkowski, will step in. Definitely leaning on his stick, on his knees. You can tell he's exhausted.
Face off here, push to the corner, near side. Liljegren trying to fight his way to the puck. He's wrapped up there with Citron, and now DeVito behind the cage. Still DeVito with 12 seconds to go. Far side, Bradley at the point. He'll filter it down low. Karam's off the boards, skips in front of that. Murphy picks it up, and he'll skate out the other way, 2-on-2 with 4 seconds to go in the period. Murphy to the circle, shot over the top, and it rings off the glass behind the RPI cage. And that will do it for the second. 1 goal each in the frame. We are square at 1-1 after 2 periods. Just the one power play came for Colgate back in that first period. We had a couple of matching penalties here in the second, but Engineers doubling up Colgate in the shots department. 24-12. Face-offs are 24-19 Engineers. But we have no separation in this game as we head to the third period.
Yeah, definitely. Colgate just jumps on their one opportunity. Kasdorf a little out of place out in front of the crease, and Colgate takes advantage, and the RPI goal is a good shot from Grant. Seeing eye wrister finds the far top corner. A little bit of a scary situation for Union there at the end. Obviously they had already used up their timeout on an icing, but you got to say Mike Borkowski shows why he wears the C. He's tired, he's breathing heavy, but still wins a face-off for his team, and they're able to actually get an opportunity towards the net in the last dying seconds of the period. So definitely more entertaining period, a little less physical play, kind of slowed down in the middle of it there, but fun to watch these two teams go at it. RPI pressing, Colgate a little frantic in their D zone, and getting some decent goaltending from Zach Hamilton, who does not have that much ice time so far this season, Perry.
That is true. We'll see how he responds to a tight third period in a few minutes here. Had a chance to speak with RPI graduate and former hockey player Luke Karate. who's taken to the fighting ways of professional hockey in his first couple months in the pro ranks. So I talked to him on the phone earlier today. We'll run that interview during our second intermission. If you stick around for that. Your score, once again, after 2 periods, is RPI 1 and Colgate 1. You're listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
In its 64th year, offering Learn to Skate classes right here at Houston Fieldhouse. They take place on Saturday mornings. The classes are for all ages. For more information, check out the program at hmfsc.org. Hey kids, become a Junior Engineer Kids Club member and experience the exciting world of RPI athletics. To find out more, log on to rpiathletics.com. In other ACAC action this evening, after 2 periods in Providence, it's Brown 1, Yale 1. End of 2 in Hanover, New Hampshire, it's Dartmouth 3, St. Lawrence 1. The end of 2 in Schenectady, Cornell 3, Union 1. And with 6.5 minutes left in the second period, it's Clarkson 3, Harvard 0.
Back inside the Houston Fieldhouse, Perry Lascaris, Teo Camadale here, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Before we start the third period, we'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball, as well as ACHA hockey.
That's right,
which
Perry.
Teo participates in. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so long as WRPI is broadcasting. We'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that's WRPI.org.
All right, just some scores from around the league. Perry, Yale, and Brown locked up at 1 in an Ivy League tilt. Start of the third period for them. Clarkson leads Harvard 3-0 at the start of the third period. Cornell leading Union over in Schenectady. That drew a few cheers from the crowd here in the Fieldhouse. And St. Lawrence trailing Dartmouth up in Hanover, New Hampshire, just at the start of the third period.
So we have 20 minutes left here in regulation time. The Engineers do have 4 ECAC hockey ties on the year. They're 5-1-4. It's a very odd record as far as the conference play is concerned.
Yeah, absolutely, Perry. Drew a second look for me, but you know, they haven't. They've shown it today. They haven't really been scoring too much. They only mustered 1 goal last night. Only 1 so far today. 20 minutes left though to do something about that.
Ready to go here in the third. Shots in the second were 12-4 RPI. Both teams scoring a goal. 24-12 overall in the game in favor of the Engineers. Just the 1 power play. Came back in the first period to the Raiders. They had 1 shot on it. Face-offs through 2, 24-19 Engineers. Milos Babella 9-6 on the draw. Jimmy DeVito 8-2 for RPI. Top for the Engineers. Mike Borkowski 10-9. Just over 500 for the Raiders. RPI skating from right to left across your radio dials as we drop the puck on period number 3. Brett Corky shooting it in, stopped behind the net by Kasdorf, who juggles with it with a goaltender stick before playing it near side. To center by Miller to Babella, weaving his way through center ice. He lost it on the stick handle, popped to center, played into the RPI zone, however, by Murphy. The circle, a shot, gloved over the top, may have caught a piece of the glove of Kasdorf. Either way, it's all the way out of the zone. So on second thought, maybe not. He just missed the net. Here is Citron into the RPI zone once more, stopped by Kasdorf. There's a tie-up at the blue line as Wood and Citron got tangled up a bit, but nothing comes of it. Raiders keep it in the zone. The goal scorer, Racine, freshman from Ottawa, near side. Engineers steal it away. Milos Babella to center ice, into the offensive zone. Still Babella, turning and shooting, blocker save. Puck trickles to the far corner. Kulovich tries to clear. Engineers keep it in. Nanny tried to hand it off. But not reading it right there was Miller. Went right through his legs, and the Raiders take over. Sanidi, near side corner, stick handles away from Melanson, and it comes free, and it's cleared out, and Peterson is hit on his way into the RPI zone. Bradley around far side, puck will leave the zone, hits the skate of a player coming onto the bench. Fans want too many men call, not going to get it here, as it's deflected back into RPI territory. Controlled there by Prapovesis. Mike Prapovesis had an assist yesterday. Plays it neatly ahead for Nanny. Trying to leave it off for Melanson, who was slowing his way into the zone as to avoid being caught offside. And now back come the Raiders. They're offside as Harrison is in ahead of Tyler Spink. And of course, he doesn't agree.
Yeah, Perry, the linesman on the far side definitely faked like he was going to wash it out. So I'm sure that's why Tyler had, or that would be Tyson talking to him now, has a beef with that. But anyways, it was offside. I guess he couldn't keep his foot in. It definitely wasn't a penalty for too many men earlier, but got a little rise from the crowd just as somebody had 1 foot in the bench and 1 on the ice.
Face off here just outside the RPI zone, far side. Chipped up the wall by Grant. All the way down it goes, no icing. They wave it off early. McGuire near side for Kulovich, and now to center. Liljegren steals it away, plays it back to Wilson. Outlet pass, good connection to Vito. He'll chip it in before getting knocked off the play by McGuire. Kulovich, far side corner of his own zone. Played it around to the half wall. Tyson Spink on it there. Tried to play it to Tyler. Lost in some skates. Loose right at the blue line. Trying to keep it in, or the Engineers can't do so. Swatted to center. Shot right back in by Wilson. Played around to the far side corner. Jesper Orvald there. Steps around the check of Kulovich. Hands it off for Fulton just off the bench. He gets twisted and spun away from the play. And now it's controlled by Kulovich again. Down the middle for Tyler Spink. Ahead for Tyson. changes paths there with Harrison. And the puck is played to the near side. Engineers take over. Rodriguez's outlet pass too far for Fulton. This will be icing on RPI. And an errant pass there from the RPI freshman will get a face-off back in the RPI zone. Not quite 3 minutes into the third, still 1-1 Colgate and RPI.
Yeah, Perry, just one shot on net from both teams. It was the Engineers that got it almost 3 minutes into the period here, so a little quiet, but we definitely do hope it gets more exciting. Like you said, the Engineers tying a lot this year, so we hope they break that trend one way or the other. At least I do as a fan of hockey.
Shot off the glass and moved out to center by Fulton. He can't control it in the end. And the Raiders dump it right back in. Behind the net again, it's Mearsmore for RPI. Waits for the RPI breakout to get set up, and now he's moving it down the middle. Has a man breaking. It was Gillespie, but it was behind a couple of Raiders. Puck was broken up, and now Rodriguez is offside, and we'll have a stoppage here. RPI in the league at home so far this season, 3-1-2. So 2 of those ties have come on the road. At home, 2 of the league ties have come on the road.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good in this building. A lot of support for their goaltender. Quiet in here today. It is Autism Awareness Day, and the usual crowd, I think I heard about 3,800 was the tally earlier.
Face-off win for the Raiders. They'll move it behind their own goal. And it's assistant captain Kevin Law from Canada, Ontario. The senior plays it off for Dada. Into the RPI zone, tipped in deep by Racine. Around to the far side, RPI has it, looks to break out here. Stopped at the wall was Wood. He plays it near side for Bradley. Bradley shooting in from center ice wide of the cage. It's gloved anyway by Harrison. We've seen him look to freeze the puck a number of times, and maybe he could just play on. That time the referees granted him the whistle.
Yeah, he definitely held on to it for a little long there, but got the whistle eventually as Wood came in. A lot of, you mentioned Law earlier, he's getting a lot of mileage today. He's a good player, alternate captain for the Colgate Raiders, and he definitely swept one off the goal line that would have been a goal if it had gotten through Gillespie, and picked off a pass from Phil Hampton near the end of the last period. So Kevin Law playing a good game.
Draw here to the near side of the Colgate zone. 1-1 game. 3.5 into the third period. One back by the Raiders. Corky far side. Slammed all the way down the ice. I'm not sure why. This is going to be icing on the Raiders. What was Spink doing there?
I couldn't tell you honestly. It took an interesting bounce. The kick plate pretty. There's no Zamboni door over there or anything, but it must have just hit a seam in the wall. It bounced right back out, so the Colgate Raider did win the race to the puck. So with hybrid icing, which has been in place for a few years now, it's whatever team is deemed to win the race to the puck. I think the whistle went a little early as the puck crossed back behind the blue line, but it popped right back out, so the faceoff's going to come back to center ice because that was an errant icing call.
Well, Tyson Spink that was, I guess, in the right there. I was wrong. Poked into the Colgate zone by Lou Nanny in the near corner. He'll play it down low. Melanson fighting for it with Corky. Citron to the near side wall, kept in by Wilson. Throws it off the body of Nanny. He'll cycle it down low for Melanson. He's tied up by Corky once more. Drew Melanson trying to work his way out of the corner to the circle. A one-timer by Nanny hit the back of the net. Play to the far side point for Grant. He'll work it right back below the goal line. Around to the near corner it goes. Nanny hands it off for Schrader. Schrader spinning free. Loose to the far side. It's poked off his stick, but he picks it up in the far corner. Played around near side Melanson. A little bit of room to work. Centering pass all the way through. It caroms to the far point where Grant shoots it right back down low. Good possession by the Engineers here. Melanson to the far circle. Feeds it near side. A little miscommunication there for Wilson. And a chance for the Raiders to break into the zone. Drop pass Harrison. 2-on-1 down low. Harrison looking to center. Trickles all the way through. Picked up on the other side. Shot in front. Tyson Spink looking to turn and shoot. But he's bottled up nicely by Melanson. Never got the shot away. Grant now below his own goal line near side corner. Tommy Grant has the RPI goal so far today. Stick handles to center and flips it far side. Stolen away by Kulovich. Up ahead for Tyson Spink into the zone, to the slot, pulls it back, takes a shot, save, rebound, pass, saved by Kasdorf, and is pinned against it by Schrader. Puck goes behind the goal, we play on. Thought we could have got a whistle there. Shot off the base of the cage from the far side by Kulovich. He gets it back, top of the far circle. Kulovich waiting, plays it down low, centering pass broken up. Played by Schrader off the wall to center, and a race for the puck will be won by the Raiders, and they're going to call this one icing, and Jason Shaddy's going to hear about this one. Oh boy.
Yeah, just barely, Perry. I'm not sure. I probably would have waved it off if it were me, but I am not an NCAA linesman, which is why I'm sitting up here. But in any event, good save by Kasdorf there. The Schrader between Melanson and Nanny line having a little bit of a rough go. Schrader is buzzing today. I mentioned that earlier, but his line mates, like you mentioned, Melanson getting fourth line minutes last night and kind of playing with fourth line confidence, if you ask me. So just a couple missed opportunities there. Schrader playing well, but his line mates not able to pick him up.
So we have a stoppage here, and the door is open to the officials.
Timeout RPI here.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, that's when to stop.
Icing call, and like I said, Schrader's line at the end of a long shift there. Just barely. I mean, the defenseman, I think it was Sanity for the Raiders, just almost stopped his stride at the end. It was about as close as they come, but Shaddy was confident in his call. RPI will have to use up their timeout here with 14:47 left in the third.
So RPI using his timeout, as teams are apt to do here in this day and age, on the icing call. Some rest for that group out there.
Yeah, the coach's challenge has not made it to NCAA hockey yet, so there's no risk of losing your timeout. Both teams have it. Obviously, it can't change on an icing now, so that's when it tends to get used up.
14:47 to go. Engineers now will skate out to the far circle of their own zone. Big draw coming up here. Jimmy DeVito has done a good job on it so far, face-off-wise. 8-2 coming into the period. And it's the highest percentage of anyone in the game. And the puck is dropped, one cleanly by the Raiders. Shot coming from the point by Murphy. It's blocked, kept in at the blue line. Murphy, another shot blocked by Bradley. Bradley wants to skate. Potential break. Murphy with him on his backhand. Bradley turning, fires it on goal. Rebound stick to the near side. As it was a slow-moving breakaway, but one was turned down. Bradley did get a shot off. The save was made. Now Bradley keeps it in at the point. Shot comes towards the net. Deflected just wide by Liljegren. To the near side circle, and now Murphy fed to center ice. Here's Borkowski, a little bit of space to work far side of the RPI zone. Shot comes, that was blocked by Bradley, who's the ECAC hockey leader in that department. Over 50 on the year. It comes trickling on out to center, controlled there by Law and the Raiders. Third period, 6 minutes old, as both teams will complete changes. Behind their own goal, the Raiders have it. Now they work it near side. Tyler Spink to center. Schrader tried to poke it off and couldn't, but Melanson could. Chips it around him. Law got in a way just enough for Melanson to slow him up. As the puck back in Colgate territory. Harrison takes a hit. Played near side by McGuire. Now Law over to Tyler Spink. Ahead for Tyson. Near side circle. Moving in. Feeding for the back door. Puck goes just wide. Net comes off. Face-off coming outside the zone. As they'll say, Tim Harrison ran into the engineer defenseman, and that forced it off.
Tim Harrison just, he made the redirection. It went wide, but he just ran right into Kasdorf there at the end. So didn't put the puck on net. Ran into the goalie. Knocked the net off. Puck will come back outside. For me, it's kind of fun to watch the Raiders break out of their zone pair. I know RPI plays a pretty simple north-south breakout, a lot of flips out of the zone, chase the puck in the neutral zone, but you almost never see the Colgate Raiders flip it out of the zone. They like to make passes, and it's fun to watch. They're confident in their own end with the puck.
Face-off here, won by Colgate. Citron into the RPI zone. Knocked down there was Dada. Tie up along near boards. Citron from the point. Easy stop for Kasdorf. He'll cover with Racine flying in there.
Yeah, the Colgate line with that has the goal out there right now. Looks like we'll get the Spinks back. Tyson and Tyler. Tyler with a little bit of a precarious spelling, but we'll go with it.
Matches Tyson with the Y after the T. Both seniors now, the Twins. Face-off shot from the point. That was a little bit of traffic. Borkowski providing a bit of a screen. The save was made. It's kept in the zone for a second, but Tyson wants to bring it out and regroup. Fed near side for Borkowski. He'll shoot it in. Behind the RPI goal it goes. Bradley dueling with sticks there. Plays it near side for Melanson. Or Miller, rather. To center for Mike Prapavesis. Fed off the stick of Wood. He'll just tap it in. Under 13 to go, third period. Shots are 27-15 RPI. But the game remains tied at 1. Glove down at center ice by Grant. He'll flop it right back into the near corner. Picked up there by Corky. Corky skating away from Babella. Down the middle for Taylor Spink. Knocked away from Tyson, played by Babella, right back for Grant, who spins around far circle of his own zone. Tommy Grant there, using the net as a screen to get away from Harrison, who now backs off into the neutral zone. Tommy Grant, near side for Miller, good connection, has some room. He gets by Kulovich, slowed him up just a bit. That'll allow Murphy to take over behind the Colgate goal. Over to Sanidi. Sanidi into the middle of the ice for Murphy, who just backhanded it out to center to get away from some pressure. Now Grant takes one up high. He's slow to get up and head back to the bench. Sanidi has it near side corner of his own zone, however. Played to center, controlled by Moore. He'll stop at the red line and fire it right back in. Caroms off the backboard, picked up there by Kulovich, and now he plays it down the middle. Tie up right at the RPI line, carried into the zone. Pulls it back, centering pass in the slot. Borkowski turning, came right to the man on the near side. That's going to be no goal. There's a man lying on top of Kasdorf. They're calling it a goal now, and if this isn't waved off, you're going to have 3,400 angry fans here. There's a Colgate player lying on top of Jason Kasdorf that allowed the Raider to get free. Right now the goal is Mike Panowick, his 4th of the year.
Yeah, Perry, one more time, we will wait as the referees go to the box. It's definitely slowing down the game, but yeah, the puck did end up in the back of the net. Like you said, Panowick on the back post there. Borkowski making a good net drive, created the rebound. I guess I wasn't, that's not where I was looking, but I did see Panowick make a nice loop to the back post, so see if we can catch a look at the monitor here as the referees do the same. A couple of engineers. We got Peterson in front.
Yep, he's in the crease.
He's standing in the crease. He's standing in the crease. Kasdorf doesn't look like he was touched. As he slid over, I think Kasdorf sort of went underneath Peterson, so now I think they're going to decide whether or not Peterson was standing in the crease. So a crease violation would come when a player is parked in the crease, not moving. Skating through the crease is fine. So we'll see.
He looked a little lost, to be honest.
Kasdorf not interfered with.
No. Can he get over to make the save is the question.
Well, he had a pad over there, but yeah, I don't know. Peterson was kind of parked right in front of him. Not sure which way to go. Since they already called the goal, I would tend to say it's a goal. But
what, are you 0 for 1 or 0 for 2?
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for me. So I'm 0 for 2 today. I missed out. I thought Schrader tapped it in with his stick.
Okay, so you are 0 for 2. So Engineer fans have that going for them at least.
We're not counting that. And that's not a statistic in NCAA hockey or anything. So we don't have to worry about it, I think, anymore, Perry.
Well, right now it could be 2-1 Colgate. The goal not on the board, but the call on the ice was goal. Keep that in mind. Engineers have had a goal waved off early in this game. They had a no goal verified as being not a goal, whereas the call was on the ice was no goal and it stayed no goal. They had a goal that was a goal on the ice reversed back in the first period. This one called a goal on the ice for Colgate that would make it 2-1.
Okay, I think I should have been writing that down.
You won't be tested, I promise. 11:50 to go, third period. We still have a long delay. This will be one of the longer regulation hockey games if we end this thing in regulation. And a reminder, you are listening to live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. If you ask the fans here at the Houston Fieldhouse, I think I misquoted the attendance tonight. Last night it was 34.55. Tonight, 32.88 is the attendance for the 4th annual Autism Awareness Night. They're going to do some maintenance on the ice while this review is going on, because why not?
Well, you got the time. Neither referees have their helmet on. They're both still crowded into the press box area, or the penalty box area, I should say, scorer's box.
Very long review.
Yeah, and while I think it's important to get these calls right, you know, in these games, it kind of takes away from it, in my opinion. You know, it gives both teams an opportunity to get their first line rested and back. So we'll wait, and we'll continue to wait here, but Got to think they would have come up with something.
Yeah, you have to think, but who knows? Turning point in the game, absolutely.
Yeah, so one more look at it. It looks like Peterson, he's just, yeah, you're right. I don't think he really had his bearings. He's at the top of the crease and sort of started to glide backwards, and I think one of his feet caught the front of one of Kasdorf's pads, and he sort of lost his footing, but Kasdorf still, as he slid over, wasn't able to get his glove up or anything. He was really just on his stomach and had his leg back, but Panowick was able to put the puck over his left leg, so I'm not sure if Kasdorf ever had an opportunity to make that save.
I hope they are done with this soon, because we're done analyzing this. No goal! Okay. So we think they got it right, but we don't really know either.
No goal.
Yeah, well, who's to say anymore? But I guess I really hope they got it right after that amount of time that they spent deciding. So now we'll wait some more as Don Vaughn demands an explanation.
Almost every one of these goals and non-goals is going to need an explanation by the time we're done with it, and I'm sure after the game we'll have those in some form or another. Anyway, it's 1-1 RPI in Colgate.
Yeah, so the first one, Perry, was goaltender was interfered with.
Yep.
So Zach Hamilton was interfered with. That was the official word. And on the second one, the official word was it was kicked in
by Zach Schrader.
By Schrader. So.
And our third no goal today is what we can only assume to be similar to the first.
Yeah, I gotta think it's either that or a crease violation. Yep.
On the man in front of the net, who was not the goal scorer. Panowick's going to get his goal taken away. It would have been his fourth.
Yeah, it was Evan Peterson, a sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota, which I'm told is the land of 10,000 links.
Well, he's from the suburbs. I can tell you that much. Me being from the city, I can say that.
I'm sure you know more about Minnesota geography than I.
No, it's not too far outside the cities. One of the many hockey hotbeds of the land of 10,000 lakes. But now the explanation is creeping up on the time it took to decide the thing.
Yeah, the crowd doesn't like it. I don't either, but I also don't take pride in letting the referees know about that. You've got to assume they're good at their jobs. And
right.
They're here for a reason and know what they're doing, so I'll let it be.
Absolutely. So we will have hockey once again at the Houston Fieldhouse. 11:50 to go. We've already hit the 9 o'clock hour on the East Coast.
Yeah, by this time yesterday, the game was over, Perry.
Shot from the far side. Kasdorf sticks it away to the glass. Played behind the cage. Picked up by Milos Bobella. Bobella up the wall. Shielding the puck, plays it up the boards. Off the glove of Miller, controlled again by the Raiders. It's Ken Citron. Up the far wall now, Murphy. Shoots it into the near side corner of the RPI zone. Krapavesis off the boards for Milos Bobella. He'll skate behind the goal with it. Indirect back for Bradley. Near side of RPI's end, ahead for Miller. Stick handles around one man. He'll work into the offensive zone, wrists one wide of the goal. Caroms around to the far side. Miller takes a spill. Tyler Spink takes over for the Raiders. You are listening to RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Spink, that's Tyler, throws it off the back of the net to himself. Played up the boards, and now moving into the zone. Tyson, back for Tyler, into the circle, knocked down. Brought down in the far corner by Tyson, and now Tyler again. Trying to chop at it, stolen away by Wood. Now Wilson has a couple of Engineers breaking on the far side, finds Melanson into the zone, to the circle, backhanded right through the crease. It comes free to the near side. Wilson taps it back to the point for Nanny. Nanny a wrist shot, blocker save, high in the air into the slot. Swatting at it, loose puck controlled by Nanny. He gets bumped by Law, but plays it down low. Fed to the near point for Wilson. Shot coming, diving play, blocked with the head of Harrison, I believe. And it caroms around to the far side half wall. Up the boards by Sanidi. Taken over in their own zone now is Tyson Spink. Spink to the far side of the RPI zone. Takes a wide angle, takes a shot off the side of the cage. And it's pinned against the net by Kasdorf. And we get a whistle, and now the puck comes out. And now Harrison, who seems to find himself in the middle of every scrum, is in the middle of another one here.
Hey, you know, it's not a bad place to be. Sometimes there's goals to be had there. So good for him. Tries to find an opportunity. Apparently Kasdorf did not have a hold of the puck. Anyways, both teams will get fresh legs, and we'll get the goal scoring line back. Peterson, Dauda, Racine for the Raiders against DeVito, Gillespie, and Rodriguez, excuse me.
Bradley off the defensive zone face-off win, shoots it off the glass. Played there by Alex Rodriguez. Into the Colgate zone, turning with it McGuire, chips it off the boards. Gillespie trying to keep it in and does. He'll battle with McGuire in the corner. DeVito pushes it on further with a one-hand poke check. Around to the far side corner it goes. Gillespie, or Rodriguez rather, has his man tied up, but it's flipped out to center by the Raiders. Bouncing puck gloved at, and that'll be a hand pass on the Engineers unless it was touched by a Raider, which I don't know if it was, but we play on anyway. Here comes Gillespie into the offensive zone, 2-on-2 to the line. It's broken up and pops right back to center. Grant shoots it back in from the neutral zone. Citron back to pick it up for the Raiders behind his own goal. He'll slow things down. 9:20 to go, third period. Shots are 28-16 Engineers. Dropped it back. Into the zone now, Corky. Stolen away. RPI wants to break. Babella with Wood. Babella's pass is off of Wood, but he gets it right back. Fed down low, Miller. Shot coming. Save made by Harrison. Or Hamilton, rather. And now another jam try by Miller. Puck pops away. Don't think he got the shot off. It'll be rolling back into RPI territory. They wave off the icing on the deflection. Raiders want to change all five, and they will do so. Grant feeds it far side. Here comes Babella on the stick handle through center ice. Still Babella on the move. To the slot. Pulls it back. To the backhand. Fed on goal. He scores! What a play! Milos Babella goes coast to coast, and the Engineers take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, really smooth skating by Babella. He just works his way in nice and slow, keeps the puck, protects it well, makes a move to his left-hand side, which is his backhand side, and then takes the backhand shot, which just slides underneath the right pad of Hamilton. Or underneath the left pad of Hamilton through the 5-hole. He had the right pad down. He's still sliding over and just lets that slide right on the ice into an empty net there.
What goaltenders will tell you is that backhand shots aren't always the hardest, but a lot of times they're tough to gauge as to where they're going. A lot of times forehands you can read the puck coming off the stick, but that time it looked like Hamilton had trouble picking up that puck off of the blade of Milos Babella.
Yeah, that's right, Perry. It's one of the most unpredictable shots, so for a good skater and a goal scorer like Babella, it can be a weapon, definitely.
So we're back to action here. 8.5 to go, third period. The Engineers have a 2-1 lead. In a very odd game here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Picked up by Bradley. Babella's fifth goal. Only his second even strength goal of the season. His 3 shorties. Picked up along the far wall. Played back towards the point. Engineers poke it there. Nanny trying to jump on it, but it's controlled by Sanini. Tied up along the near boards, Colgate territory. They'll move it out to center ice. Pickpocketed was Spink. Played near side for Orval. Jesper Orval into the zone. Stops at the hash marks here. Plays it back to the point. A shot coming, and the try by Moore was gloved and held onto.
Yeah, so Tommy Grant picking up an assist there on Milos's goal. His first of the year, his third point of the year, so he's increased his tally by 200% today. Pretty good improvement for the freshman out of Sparta, New Jersey.
Back to action here. Played along the near boards by Orval, and the offensive zone draw. Controlled now by the Raiders. They'll scoop it out to center. Glove down by Tommy Grant. Played high off the far glass. Chopped at by Orval. Played into the RPI zone momentarily. Well, it's swatted right back to center. Here is Law for the Raiders at his own blue line. Plays it cross ice for Corky. Brett Corky back for Law. Near side, Panowick rather. He had the Colgate goal that was disallowed early here in this period. Now Murphy looking to take a shot, or maybe a pass, comes all the way through. It's controlled by Jared Wilson. Wilson had a goal disallowed back in the first period. Poked at, kicked at by Wilson into the zone, scooped back towards the line, kept in for a second, but now Murphy comes to sort things out for the Raiders. Back to Law. He'll move back behind his own cage. Kevin Law takes a deep breath, sets up the breakout. As Dada comes away with it, he'll skate far side. Drops it back to Law down the middle. Law crossing center, rings it in far side, wraps around to the near side half boards. Played back by Wood before he takes a hit. Back to Bradley, and now ahead for Babella. Here's Wood now. Good breakout the other way for the Engineers. Wood into the zone. Throws a shot, easy stick save. Played behind the cage for Miller. Trying to move it back to the center blue line area. That was broken up, and now the Raiders have it back the other direction. Dada, he'll ring it in. around to the far side boards. Played down low by Peterson. Now Dada once more at the near walls, throws it on goal. Kind of a blind turnaround shot. Kasdorf read it well, put the stick down and covered it up.
Yeah, Dada didn't really have too many options. It's a smart play to wrap the puck around and try and get it to your guy, but everybody rushing up the left side of the ice for the Raiders there. Dada didn't have much to do with it, but the Raiders will certainly take the offensive zone faceoff here with 6:23 left in the third, trailing by a goal.
Babella with his 5th of the season, Grant his 2nd. RPI leads 2-1 with 6:23 to play. Shots are 32-17 Engineers. Face-off in the RPI zone. Tyler Spink to take the face-off against Zach Schrader. Schrader wins it back to the corner. Harrison gets there first for the Raiders. They pair off. Puck goes to the far corner. Harrison's going to be the first one too, and he's met by Grant. He'll just look to cycle it down low. Tyler for Tyson. Too far for him around to the near side boards. Now Harrison is tied up with Melanson as they dig away. Melanson trying to work it off the wall. Played back to the point. Saniti to the near boards. Thrown towards the net. Takes a deflection to the far side. Pinching in Law. Law down low. Gets run into by Wilson. Schrader takes it away. Zach Schrader works it up the near boards. Chipping it along. Saniti shoots it right back to Schrader, who picks it up and fires it deep into Colgate territory. Not controlled there. A little mishandle by Hamilton, but luckily for him, the Engineers were changing. No pressure on him. Saniti now behind his own goal with 5.5 to play. Engineers have regained the lead at 2-1. Center ice, it's Corky. Stick handling, plays it off an RPI stick right in front of the Colgate bench. But it's taken over by Borkowski. He'll shoot it into the RPI zone. Liljegren near side trying to chop at it. Corralled there by Panowick. Panowick down low, stolen away by Liljegren. He gets hit by Borkowski. Panowick towards the point, and he'll have it stripped away. Liljegren trying to clear it up the boards, kept in by Corky, and now it's out to center. Gillespie on it, swatted back towards the RPI zone. There are a couple of Raiders offside, and they don't touch the puck, so we play on. Bradley now. D-to-D in his own zone for Mike Prapovesis. Down the middle, tipped into the zone by Babella. It's on goal, and it'll be held onto. Face-off coming in the Colgate zone with 4:41 to play in the third. Engineers holding on to that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, he wanted to play it, you could tell, Perry, but Babella just bearing down on him a little too fast as the Raiders are scrambling here to try and get some offense going. Still only 17 shots in the game, so not a whole lot of offense from them.
Face-off push to the near boards, picked up by Jake Wood. Looking to center, in the air. It's held, I believe, by the glove of Hamilton. There was a man in front. I think it was Babella. He was trying to find him, but the pass or shot or whatever it was about hip height.
Yeah, Hamilton was down. He gets down early, hit him right in the numbers, which Colgate Raiders do have numbers on the front of their jerseys, right in the center of the chest.
Babella off the draw. His shot hit a skate on its way through. Trickles to the far corner. Peterson there. Gets roughed up by Babella. As the puck goes into the corner. Had some trouble along that Zamboni door area. Did Law, but he picks it up and moves it out to center. A little bit of room now for Racine. Into the RPI zone. It's swept away by Wilson. Close play at the blue line. But we play on. Chipped towards the line. Shot coming. Deflects wide of goal. Played off the near side boards. Again, it's going to be Citron to keep it in. Racine, he's twisted to the ice by Grant. Turning and playing it to the slot. Shot coming, pad save, they score! It's Racine again, and we're tied at 2.
That's just a great play by Racine. Again, he's in the right place at the right time. First, he was on the back door. Good little passing play from the Colgate Raiders. Find the point man. Point man gets the shot off, or I guess it was the forward, excuse me. The forward got the shot away. Peterson from the high slot area. Kasdorf, he's been having trouble giving up some rebounds today. He kicked the rebound out. Racine was right there, picks it up, sweeps around him to Kasdorf's left, and Jason Kasdorf really with no chance on that one. Racine will get his second goal of the day, and that's huge.
So a draw here, 3:53 to go. Was going to say, if the Engineers had their timeout left as the puck is shot in from Bradley and the technology available, I want to look at that offside, but not available here, of course, as we move to center ice. Will be available, I will tell you, though, in the future. It's NCAA's plans on it. But RPI, no timeouts remaining, so it's a moot point anyway. Here comes Nanny, back for RPI. into the zone, takes a tight angle shot, rebound popped in front. Melanson, if he was looking for that rebound, he might have had a crack at it. But as it is, puck cleared to center. 3:23 on the clock as the Engineers move from behind their own goal. It's Mike Krapavets's far side. Stick handling towards center ice, fires it near side of the blue line. Into the zone comes Liljegren. Stick up high from the defenseman, and now he's pinned against the glass near side. Borkowski comes to help out for the Raiders. Liljegren works it back to the point. Slap shot coming from Wilson. It carries up into the near side corner. Swept to center ice by the Raiders. Does it have the legs for icing? I don't think so. DeVito tangled up with one of the Raiders players there. Now it's picked up by Orval. He wants to skate in the offensive zone. Plays it far side, Liljegren. Right back to Orval. He is hog-tied and taken down on his way to the front of the net. The fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it as Corky picks the puck up and plays it far side for Citron. Borkowski now. 2.5 left in the third. 2-2 game. The Raiders have tied it up late. Big game for freshman Hunter Racine. Doubles his scoring output for the season on this evening. We still have time to play. Down the near side, good outlet pass to Miller. Into the circle, good defensive stick by Citron to break it up. Miller trying to carry it to the far side corner. He's being harassed there, trying to spin away from him. Still Miller trying to get away from Citron, spins left and right. Still Miller in the corner, hands it off for Babella. Babella pulls it back, gives it back to Miller. Miller in the corner. Trying to cycle now for Babella, right back to Miller. Thrown towards the net, actually into the near corner. First one to it, Miller, or Rabella rather, his centering pass broken up. And the Raiders are back out to center. Dauda leads a 3-on-3 rush. Drop pass for nobody. Puck played to the point, kept in for a second by Kulovic, but the Engineers take over there. Milos Babella, he looks like he's on the end of a shift. He'll just flip it in the Colgate territory. 1:34 to play here in regulation. Sanady from behind his own goal. He'll set the breakout up and hand it off here to Tyler Spink. Spink tries the near side boards. They're moving into RPI territory. Hand it off there for Tyson. Back to the point. Shot coming. Saved by Kasdorf. That time the shot stuck to his left pad, and he'll cover with the glove.
Good save by Kasdorf. Absorbed that 70-footer from the blue line. So good work from him to get back in this game. Jesper Orval attracting a little attention there as he rushes in on the 2-on-1, but really, honestly, there have only been 3 penalties today, 2 of them matching, so the referees are pretty much letting them play, and with the amount of contact that was there, I'd say they did the right thing not to call that. It would have been a disservice to the game otherwise.
1:16 on the clock. Face-off coming in the RPI zone. Shots are 37-20 Engineers. Spink, that's Tyson, tried one right off the draw, but it doesn't come close to the net. It took a deflection. Picked up there by DeVito, trying to just drag it into the offensive zone. And DeVito tried to touch up with his stick, and that's not legal. We'll have a face-off coming on an offside.
So just a quick note on the Colgate Raiders goal was Racine from Peterson and Dauda again. So if you're keeping track of that sort of thing, both Colgate goals have been Racine from Peterson and Dauda.
1:04 on the clock. Neutral zone face-off kicked back by the Raiders. Near side is going to be Corky working it up the wall.
Last minute of play.
Hanwick shot. Kasdorf made the save. Rebound pops to the near corner. DeVito trying to help it up the near wall. Trying to create some separation with his legs is Melanson. He'll turn right back towards his own blue line. Now he gets double-teamed and lost the puck. Played into RPI territory. Murphy in a race with DeVito. And now Krapavetsas swings in to win that puck race. Krapavetsas now far corner of his own zone. Indirect pass behind the goal from Melanson. He takes a look up ice. 33 seconds to go in regulation. Into the offensive zone comes Melanson. Steps for the check of Corky. Thought he was held up a bit as he kind of flailed his arms. But back come the Raiders. Tyson Spink into the zone near side. Harrison skates by him. He gets shoved into the boards. He'll play it down low. Now Kulovic jumps into the attack. Where's the puck? It's out to center in the air. Law has it there at his own blue line, backing up with 9 to go in regulation. Law behind his own goal. He'll just run this one out. The Raiders do take an A here in the third period, and we are headed to overtime once again. The Engineers this season 2-0-4 in overtime games. That's 2 wins, no losses, and 4 ties. We talked about it earlier, Teo, but all 4 ties have come in league play.
Yeah, Perry, so they're definitely happy to pick up points in those situations, and Colgate will definitely be happy to pick up a point. They are 3-6-1 in the league, currently sitting at 9th. So they'll be desperate to get some league points here, so they'll settle back. Kevin Law, who's logged a lot of ice time today and played a pretty good game, will make another smart team decision there with about 5 seconds left. Finally saw Colgate playing with some urgency there at the end of the last shift or so. Normally, or so far, I guess I should say, they been trying to be pretty cute maybe in their offensive zone, trying to cycle and get 2-on-1s and backdoor plays and stick handle around and stuff like that, but they really haven't had much production come from that. So finally we saw a shift or two from Colgate where they were really just urgent, pressing hard, getting hits up in their offensive zone, but RPI was standing the pressure, getting a couple opportunities of their own as Orval went in with maybe Melanson it was.
All right, Dale, who do you got for an overtime winner?
Either Panowick, if we're doing the Bucci overtime challenge style.
Okay, you're doing the
I would
Bucci
say
style. Okay.
Panowick for Colgate and Mark Miller for RPI.
Okay, well, I have reasoning to mind. Victor Liljegren's only goal this season was the overtime winner against Yale November 13th. So Victor Liljegren is my RPI pick. And for Colgate, if I had to pick one, who'd you go with? I can't remember.
I said Panowick.
You said Panowick? I'll go with Darcy Murphy. And Tom says Orval Panowick. Okay. Interesting. It would be Orval's first career overtime winner, of course. He does have 5 goals this season. He was held without a goal, of course, last night against Cornell. RPI's overtime games, to run them down. Clarkson, a 2-2 tie. That was when Cam Hackett was called into emergency duty up in Potsdam. Then it was 4-3 winners the following night against St. Lawrence. Yale, a 3-2 winner I talked about. Victor Liljegren, my pick to win it tonight. Brown 3-3, the controversial, probably should have been a Brown win if not for the malfunction of the video equipment here on November 14th. 0-0 tie against Harvard here on December 5th. And here we are, Princeton last Thursday down in Princeton, New Jersey, the other a 3-3 tie. So another overtime game here for the Engineers. All of them league games. Behind the goal, here's Panowick. To the near side corner. Played back to the point. Shot by Corky goes wide. Caroms to the side of the net. Babella muscles his way onto the puck and feeds it out to center ice. Here comes Miller. Takes a wide angle far side. Chips it into the zone. Wood stays onside. To the goal line, Brett Corky. Loose in the slot. Schrader thought about jumping on it, but it's beaten to the puck by Murphy. Murphy into the RPI zone. Stripped away, no. Gets it back. Takes a shot. Kick save made by Kasdorf. Poke to the far side. Shot coming. Looking for the Murphy deflection. Didn't get it. Picked up by Kulovich now near corner. 50 seconds into OT. 2-2 we play here at the Houston Fieldhouse as it's Murphy in the near corner. Cycling down low. Harrison. Pass towards the point. Intercepted by Wood. Wood a look up ice here. Has a man looking to break. It's Wilson. And it's past him all the way down. Will it be icing? Yes, it will. As Wilson couldn't quite beat Law down the ice. So we'll have a whistle and a draw coming in the RPI zone.
Yeah, and Wilson at the end there, he tries to beat out the icing call, doesn't get it. He's chasing Law and almost gave him a little bit of a rap check there for those of you that are lacrosse-minded out there. So Wilson definitely, that's the 3rd or 4th time today I've seen him do something borderline. He's already been in the box once.
Draw here in the RPI zone. Schrader up against Tyler Spink. Peeled away, Grant flipped high in the air by Wood. Almost our 3rd scoreboard shot of the night, but it's controlled by the Raiders in their own zone. Spink throws it back to his own goaltender. We've seen that play more in the 3-on-3 NHL overtime variety, using the goaltender as a 4th option. Now carried in by Tyler Spink to the slot, looking to center, spins back towards the far circle. To the point for Law. Slap shot coming. Blocked and picked up by Nanny. He'll poke it to center. He wants to go. Nanny on the move. Melanson with him. Fed across behind Melanson. And it's picked up on the far side. Controlled now by the Raiders. It's Corky. 3-on-3 as they cross center. Pass a bit behind Donna that time. Somehow the Raiders do stay onside. Glove down by Prapavesis. And he'll look to outlet ahead. Here come the Engineers. Orval into the zone. Wrist shot coming high and wide. Liljegren along the near boards. Liljegren back to the point for Prapavesis. Down the wall for Orval. Shooting the puck to the slot. Fed towards the net. Looking to feed it in front. Loose puck. Where is it? It's underneath somebody. We get a whistle. And now we get the pushing and shoving. An Engineer gets decked at the side of the cage. And then they just sort this one out. 2:51 to go in overtime. 2-2 RPI and Colgate.
Yeah, that's Orval, slow to get up at the right post there. Hunter Racine gave him a good knock, but the Engineers rushing in there, getting a good opportunity, and I think that Zach Hamilton just fell back on it, sort of a replay of something we saw down in that same net during the second period, Perry.
Absolutely. So we'll have a face-off, I believe, in the Colgate zone. Don't imagine we'll get any penalties out of this, and we won't.
No, not at this point. I think there wasn't enough there. Like I said, they've been letting them play, so I think they'll just continue to do that for the last 2 minutes and 51 seconds of this overtime period.
Face off here, pushed ahead. Raiders have it, they'll move it out to center. Darcy Murphy on the move, shoots it into the far corner. Denton's over there. Bradley behind, Murphy picks it up there. Poked off his stick, help to the near side corner. Liljegren has Kulovic pinching in up the wall. And it's pinned against the boards now by Liljegren. Now he takes it off. He gets free and takes a look up ice. Still Liljegren stick handling, knocked away from him. Controlled for a second by Murphy, but Bradley takes over. Fed far side for Orval. DeVito tried to kick it to himself up the boards for Liljegren, and now it'll pop out of play, and we'll get a stoppage. Shots with 39-21 with 2:14 left in overtime.
Yeah, Perry, really close game on the scoreboard, not so much in shots on goal, but it's getting closer as it gets closer to the end here. Definitely Colgate getting their chances. The play has been back and forth. It's fast. It's moving across the neutral zone quickly, so it's definitely become a lot of fun to watch here in the third period and in the overtime, too.
2:14 left. Draw coming in the Colgate zone. Milos Fabella to take the draw against Tyler Spink. Will we have another OT winner here at the Houston Fieldhouse? Played to the far point and out of the zone. Wilson will have to backtrack. 3 Engineers are still offside. They'll touch up. That'll allow the Raiders to take over. Corky out of his own zone near side. Lost it on the stick handle. Flings it towards the near boards for Tyson Spink. He has it pinned right in front of the RPI bench. Digging away was Wood, and it's Babella who comes away with it. Skating into the offensive zone. Babella gave RPI a 2-1 lead in the third before Hunter Racine retied things. Here's Grant, near side point. His shot or pass, whatever it was broken up on its way. Tyson Spink knocked it down, played far side for Tim Harrison. Harrison up the board, shoots it in. Around behind the RPI goal, it goes to the near side. Tommy Grant picks it up, tries the long outlet pass to Wood. He'll play it back for Melanson in his own zone, long pass the other way. And now he'll throw it right to center for Kulovic. Kulovic into the RPI zone, broken up there by Babella. Babella fed on further. Tied up, kicked by Melanson, flip far side for Nanny. Nanny right back to Melanson, his backhand try, or what came of it, went wide of the goal. Kulovic near side boards for Murphy. Murphy fed out to center ice. Borkowski tripped up a bit by Schrader, but he works on further for Panowick. Panowick top of the circle, saved by Kasdorf from a tight angle. Sweeping in there was Murphy. The Engineers don't like it, but I think this is going to take quite a bit to draw a penalty here in the final 103 of OT.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Perry. Last minute here. We'll hopefully see both the teams buzzing. Kulovic there almost made some big trouble for the Colgate Raiders. Not very responsible right as he crossed the offensive blue line, but the Raiders get away with him.
Face off to the left of Jason Kasdorf. DeVito up against Borkowski. One back to the point.
This is the final minute of
wrist
play
one
in the
towards
period.
goal. It's kicked to the
Last minute
corner.
of play.
Prapavesis there. Up the boards, doesn't leave the zone. Glove down by the Engineers. Schrader knocked off his stick. Down the near side, hops into the bench, and we'll have a stoppage. 42.5 ticks on the clock before we restart things.
Yeah, Perry, just a few seconds left. We'll see who the Engineers send. It's going to be Melanson and Orval. Mark Miller's on the bench, unfortunately for me. And we have the Spinks and Harrison out. Obviously the Spinks, the twin brothers, and Harrison, the Calgary Flames prospect.
Center ice face-off coming here. Babella and Taylor Spink. Tyler. Tyson tips it in to avoid the icing. Harrison over to the far side. He overskates, picked up DeVito. He'll chip it up the far boards and try and track it down himself. Citrone beats him to it. And now to center, bouncing puck, skips by Harrison. Bradley picks it up, shoots it near side, neutral ice. Prapavesis back to claim it there. DeVito can't knock down a bouncing puck there. And now it's Tyler again. Gloved but not controlled by Bradley. Harrison plays at the far point. Shot by Citron. And that stop may have caught a piece of Kasdorf's stick on the way through. Either way, it comes all the way out of the zone. And back to Citron in his own zone. That will do it here. A 5th league tie for the Engineers, as this one ends 2-2.
Yeah, Perry, I wish we had a more interesting result here, because it was definitely a fun game, fun to be here. But Engineers definitely responsible in that overtime period. They tend to be pretty responsible in their D zone, so good with their man marking, committed defense. Made Jason Kasdorf's job pretty easy there. Just a couple of tough breaks, tough rebounds. They let Colgate score, but some good team play led to their goals. So definitely some positives to take away from it for the Engineers, including a point in the league.
Tough way for this one to end if the Engineers had their opportunities to try and win it. Raiders did a good job battling back. They came back last night against Union, turned a 4-2 win in Schenectady, and here found a way a couple times to pull even with this ranked Engineers squad. Run down the scoring. Teo come up as offensive and defensive Engineers of this one. Starting at 4:59 of the second, Tommy Grant, his second of the year from Zach Schrader and Alex Rodriguez. Then at 14:37 of the second period, Hunter Racine brought things even with his third of the season, first of the night. Evan Peterson and Adam Dada with the assists. Then at 11:19 of the second, Milos Babella put RPI ahead 5-4. Oh, that's the third period, excuse me, from Tommy Grant. Then Hunter Racine scoring his 4th of the year from Evan Peterson and Adam Dada. 2 assists for Dada, 2 goals for Racine. The game ends 2-2.
Your offensive engineer, Perry, Zach Schrader, I thought he played a really good game centering up that line between Melanson and Nanny. Those other two guys that I mentioned, the wingers, unfortunately weren't able to help him out a lot, but he played a good game, was around the net, mixing it up, won some good face-offs, and made some trouble for the Raiders in their D zone. And defensively, I would have to say Tommy Grant. Perry picked up his second collegiate goal, added an assist on Brubella's goal, so definitely factored into his team's performance here tonight. And just a good game from him, confident when he shot from the point, and solid work from the freshman.
That'll do it for us here tonight. I'd like to thank we'd like to thank the RPI Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. I'd like to thank Dan Wakefield back at the station for helping us get on the air and stay there. Next RPI broadcast is Thursday night, 7 o'clock against Quinnipiac. The Engineers take on the second-ranked Bobcats before the Mayor's Cup game on Saturday. For Teo Camadilla, I'm Perry Lascaris. Thank you for listening to tonight's game. Once again, your score was RPI 2 and Colgate 2. It's been live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.